Alrighty. Hello, everyone.
And this is Sam, our game master for the night.
Problems kept so.
Hello, Sam.
Each of you are adventurers in one way or another. You are on each of your own personal journeys, but occasionally you come together with other adventurers to make some money. That's why you're here today in Shalemount Outpost. This is an outpost far away from the cities that some of you may call home. It's what is maybe one of the farthest points before the true depths of the wild, where if you're going into a lot of it's uncharted, the overgrown trees. Some people go in to reap the benefits of the magical forests, and some people don't come out. But you are here at this outpost, looking at this makeshift shack that seems to be a bit of purveyor of adventuring supplies and jobs, and staring at a possum folk. So you all know that you're here because there is a job, and Possum Folk Jim is gonna explain to you what that is. Well, so you're who Jeremy brought in. He looks you all over with like varying expressions of distaste. All right, yeah, if you think you can handle it.
Of course I can handle it.
You can each. I'm sure you can.
I can take anything.
Of course we can handle it. How dare you talk down to us, you peasant?
It's not a question of whether we can handle it. It's what needs to be done.
Those are fighting words. You want to fight? We're fighting now. Let's fight. Come on. Let's take this inside.
All right, calm down.
I'm lost.
The rabble is already at it.
What is it that needs to be done?
Well, and before he continues, I would like each of you to describe what the others see. What does your character look like? And what's their vibe? Lizzie, how about you, sir?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Limax, and I have many beautiful children for many beautiful lovers in my life. I have a special mucus, and haters gonna hate, so they're coming for me.
You're a large slug, right?
I'm a large slug. Large.
How does the anthropomorphicness work with being a slug?
I have little nubs, and my nubs, they're really sticky, and so I can kind of poke them out, and I can, get really squishy and go through small spaces, or like stretch out and, have a good time. But mostly I'm eating, so, snacks most of the day.
You're a pillow slug, correct?
I'm a pillow slug.
So she's got beautiful, bright colors. No, you're doing good. You see a regular, like moderately sized slug, which would be like a medium creature. She's all sorts of varied colors. And just in case you forgot, you can change colors.
Okay.
But by default, I'm going to assume that you're the colors of your gorgeous hair.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Excellent.
I've got a cat on my back. Let's see. You're starting your slug. Yeah. What's your general vibe right now? Hearing from this possum that you're going on this mission, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah, and why are you here?
I mean, so I'm on the prowl for some ways to look cuter, because color is a big part of my life. So that's on the list. So on top of it, I'm getting chased. I'm just trying to get away. So I might change my look a few times. The babies. But yeah, pretty much I'm just here along for the ride. I got my own problems, and I'll help you all out. But
Possum Jim looks at you and is like, you look tacky. Not like bad taste, but like if I touch you, it's like,
oh yeah,
sorry.
How dare you?
You look like you have a good face.
Thank you.
So quick note. So I think both Liz and Sam, you will, I think, maybe speak up slightly because it's fairly hard to hear you.
Got it. We face the mic more.
Slugs are a soft-spoken people.
We are.
That's true to life, at least, certainly.
So who would like to
I will go next. I should have gone first. My name is Faux Reynard, and don't forget it. You should already know it, and you should be ashamed that you don't. I am here in search of treasure, as greed is a prime value, as we can all agree. Yes, and I suspect you will be good subjects, and you will follow orders well. You have been lucky to be chosen to come under my fur. Expect only the best.
That's inappropriate sounding.
We shall split it fairly. 80%, 5%, 5%, 5%. You can have some of their 5%.
That won't be happening.
what do you look like?
So you see Foe look at this turtle and he says, "What did you say?" He's going to use
Wait, what do you visually look like?
Oh, what do I look like? Yes, you see a honey badger standing before you. He is in very ill-fitting clothes. They are much too big, but they are of fine weave. You can tell that he is incredibly disheveled, and the way that he moves is not very good. As he starts plodding towards the turtle, he kind of stumbles. He says, these damn claws, how do you walk with them? Anyway, I'll be keeping my eye on you. What even are you? Are you some sort of amphibian? Who let an amphibian up here?
I'm comfortable in water and on land if necessary, but I'm a turtle of the turtle villages, former turtle villages along Eastbrook.
Speak your name, turtle thing.
I'm Gordy Bucket, a paladin of these lands and others. So physically, description, he is imposing. He's a fairly large creature, probably from like a leatherback clan, perhaps. So like well over probably 6 foot tall, like 6'6" or something, large, and weighs a lot too. Also, importantly, sort of behind and sort of in the background slightly, he's dismounted, but there's a sort of white with sort of greenish, like plant-like highlights, a very large praying mantis that's just kind of keeping an eye, particularly on Foe over here. With mantis hooks kind of just like quivering with anticipation, probably, but of adventure, probably not about eating anything. But yeah, so Gordy is pretty well put together for adventuring. He has like things strapped to him. Classic sort of turtle. Keep your home with you. He doesn't have a home, so he travels around a lot. So travel stained, but well repaired. Sort of straps made out of plant leather. He has like literally a bucket and a shovel strapped to his back and like a huge hammer, big steel hammer, like two-handed maul. His hands are free currently, so that's strapped to his back. But yeah, so very sort of looks like he's been out in the wilds quite a bit and has probably been between villages for a while. And yeah, has a sort of voice to match his, like, he's probably like 400 pounds or 350 or something. So just a big old pile of turtle man.
The possum Jim looks at you and he's like, this guy can handle it.
True.
He looks at the bird and looks very questionable at the bird.
Also, real quick, as we go, we should update our names in Roll20 because we're going to forget each other's names as this is a one-shot. And that's very easy to do. Just click the cog wheel at the top right.
You may call it a one-shot, but that's, it's only a one-shot until we never do a second shot.
That's true.
Also, you could just do it in Zoom, and then it's just really easy to see under your...
Oh.
Yes, I've just done it in Zoom.
Yeah, likewise. So how do you change it in Roll20 again?
Just at the top right, there's that little cog, and it's the first setting that you can change.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I'll be Gordy B because I think people can remember Bucket.
Bucket.
So yeah, Possum Jim looks at is it Petrie or Petrie?
Petrie.
Yes. He looks at you and he's kind of questions like, what kind of skills do you have to offer this operation?
Well, have you ever wondered? No, that's
No.
not actually. Okay, so the kind of skills that I have to bring is that I have a beak, and I can put it in things. I can put it in flowers, and I can put it in things that I don't want to move anymore.
Oh,
So you stab flowers?
Among other things, yes. So
Barbaric.
I am here for three things. And I think that Faux Renard is about one of them, but I am here for three. I'm here to defend the territory, to get nectar, and impress the ladies. And I will do all three.
oh.
It's a good thing I'm not a lady then.
Petrie is a small-sized creature because hummingbirds do not start large. And Petrie is actually surrounded by a cloud of blue hummingbirds. They're like spirit animals that are just like flitting in and out of existence constantly. He's sort of, it doesn't go away, and they're constantly chittering at him in little hummingbird speak, little whispers. And you can tell that he's like constantly just a little distracted by all the things they have to say. And he may or may not be a ship guided by 1,000 pilots. You're not sure.
Is he sure?
He's also not sure.
You have a pestilence about you. You need to. Hygiene is so hard to come
For the
by.
record, I have a rather large number of fortune cookies that I will be opening throughout the course of this campaign to decide to guide my next action. And the fortune cookies represent my spirit cloud.
I clap with my bucket for that.
Oh, you have last night to thank when we ordered what they thought was 12 people's worth of Thai food.
And we told them on the phone, we are not 12 people. We are 4 people who really like your Thai food. And they were like, sure. And then they gave us 12 fortune cookies.
It was an unreasonable amount of food for 4 people.
It was.
That's beautiful. Possum Jim looks at you with all of your spirit swarm. He's like, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen today. And
We are Legion!
Oh,
and then
okay.
he looks over at Balthazar, crazy eye, suspiciously. What's your story?
I am not here because you are hiring adventurers. I am here because we have all been brought together by the strings of fate.
Oh, God.
That is possible. Technically.
There is a path that we have all found ourselves upon. And now, whether we like it or not, we will walk this path. I am Balthazar Maldu, at no one's service. And this is a black goat with scraggly, like kind of matted hair that mats into a beard, carrying, not really carrying because no hands, but strapped to him is a tin can and other well-worn adventurer's packs. And he has a haunted look in his eyes. A haunted look that one might say makes it seem like he has seen unimaginable horror.
Oh, quick point of clarification. So you said no hands. What's the anthropomorphism happening here?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
I figured I was just like on hooves. I walk still as cloven hooves.
Just
I would think that probably goat folk in general could use their hooves, but maybe it's a choice.
Certainly a choice with Christine.
I mean, look, to use your hooves as hands is to make you more human. Ew.
Terrifying.
He wear gloves.
I'm just. Gordy's a blacksmith, so he needs hands to be able to hold hammers and whatnot. So I'm not doing that with my beak.
I think Foe's gonna lean close to the possum and say, "How much did you say this job pays?"
Well. All right, get down to the money. I see how it is. Well, he pulls out from behind the counter a round object that's amber colored and misshapen. It looks organic in nature, about yay big. He puts it on the table, and you can see it. It's almost like waxy stone texture that's really slightly glowing in this afternoon light. He says, well, I don't know if you've seen these before, but they only grow out there in the Festerwood. So each of these is worth a lot of money, about 100 gold pieces per chunk about this big.
100 gold pieces for that little ball.
Yes, this one's mine.
That's significant.
Yes. So they grow on the trees. So if you go out there and you collect them, you'll get some money, which is why most people come through here is to harvest these, get some money. But the reason I got Jeremy to find a crew that looked a little bit more capable was some people have been collecting these and not coming back. And there's dangers out there. Any forest has dangers, but we had one fella come back on his last legs, and a little nervous because said the rest of his crew didn't make it, and he didn't make it either. And but what we found on him was a relic.
Really? Of ancient days?
Yes. And so I've been in contact with TRASH, the Treasures and Relics of Awesome and Spectacular Habitats. And they if you can find this trash, then one thing, it's a lot of gold.
This relish we're looking for, finely chopped or smooth condiment?
No, it's not made of pickles at all. Are these made of pickles? I'm not sure. These aren't made of pickles, are they?
No. It's and he leans in real close and he waits for y'all to lean in, and he says, we think it's human made.
Really?
Ew.
Was the relic human made as well?
Not the pickles. Yes, the relic. There's relic
right.
human made.
I was going to say, if a human's making pickles, those are cursed pickles.
I would agree.
While this conversation is going on, the sack from which this possum drew that ball, you see it kind of moving around like something is kind of like digging through it. You don't see anything doing it, but Bo is casting Mage Hand and searching through the possum's things behind his back.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check.
So would we notice that based on passive perception?
What does he roll on stealth?
And then you will. Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, it was about to be really good, and then it barely wasn't. It's an 8.
Okay, so everyone notices this. I'm assuming everyone's passive perception is higher than mine.
If yours is higher than everyone's is.
But I haven't rolled yet. So
I think I have like 14 or 15 or something.
Mm-hmm. What is Mage Hand is like an invisible hand.
Yeah, I have a -1 in wisdom and my passive perception is 9. So you're probably all good.
Yeah, I got a 14.
you're rummaging around in Possum Jim's bag, and what which one are you doing this?
Doing what? What are you doing? Look over here. I have something to talk to you about. What?
Is it the human
What?
curse? Is
It's
it,
like, oh God, it's the human! Everyone run away!
what? I draw my maul off my back and looking around very carefully.
An important question before I dispel my mage hand. Was there anything of value brought out of it?
No, because I noticed it like before you were able to
Okay, it's gone.
the action. Yeah. He pulls his bag and like tightens it up and touches it to his chest while he finishes his talk.
You should be more careful. There's magical things about thieves and horrible laymen, peasants.
You know what? I just want you to get going. So, yeah. If you can retrieve that relic, it's beyond the waterfall. So just
Wait, I thought somebody brought the relic back, and but he didn't survive. What happened there?
They brought a part of a relic,
Ah,
but there's more of it. And if you can retrieve that, research can be done. And TRASH Industries will pay big money for that, more than if you had a whole bag of these amber balls.
Like a den of gold. Like how many dens would it fill up?
So many dens.
it would depend on the size of the den, naturally.
A large, fine den.
But most importantly, you're improving the research of our protection against
Yes,
royalty.
yes. All right, come on, let's go.
So are you saying that this could lead to tracking down and possibly eliminating a human?
Yes.
A chemist.
I'm in.
What size are his feet?
Who is he?
The human.
Shouldn't assume gender.
Humans have genders?
The guy that came back, he kind of died before I could ask the shoe size of any footprints around the area. He didn't necessarily see a human, but you never know.
Humans do have genders, I've heard. If you get the penile, you can sell it for a vast sum.
I find that distasteful.
I have no interest in human beaks.
Yeah, I don't
No interest at all.
I would
Right.
say if
So
I think there's a human, but if you did see one, you should run. You know, maybe just get your amber on the way there so you don't come back empty-handed. But try to get that relic. But like, I mean,
Right.
if you want to die out there, I guess that's fine.
So-
I don't care.
Oh, they'll get the relic for us for sure. These fine, gentle creatures will get it for me. Rest assured.
can we see the fragment of the relic that was brought back so we know what to expect?
Oh, yes, I can do that. And
Thank
he goes
you.
into the back, bringing his bag with him. He puts the amber back into the bag, ties it tightly, shoves it down his shirt, and then goes into the back. And you hear him wrestling it around for a little bit. He comes back out, and he's holding a dark rectangular object. It's about yay big, and he sets it down he's wearing gloves that he was not wearing before. He sets it down very precisely on the table. And as you all lean in to look at it, he says, hey, be careful. We don't know what it does, all right? And you look at it and you see it's made out of, it almost looks like it could be metal, but the way he was carrying it was lighter than metal, and it's not nearly as shiny. They're strange raised protrusions with markings upon them. I think I can draw it for you right here.
What do you mean you don't know what it does when you touch it? I thought someone carried it here.
Well, he died.
Slug, pick up the box for science.
Oh, okay.
You pick it up.
I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah.
So you reach out with your little sluggy hand, you pick it up. It's lighter than it seems.
Is it cute?
Nothing happens.
Is it pretty?
I will draw you
We got
kind of
some
what it
gems.
looks
We got some color. Got some sauce.
So here's what it looks like. You see this rectangular object. with these protrusions. And how do I say Limax? Yeah, Limax. Yeah. Limax, when you touch these protrusions, they kind of depress. So like they push down and they're a little bit more squishy than the rest of the object. Oh,
I know. I think I know where this drawing is going.
So Possum Jim is like, oh, yeah, well, you're not dying, so I guess it's all right. But you give it back.
Don't give it back.
I
No, keep it.
didn't really like it.
We only work for upfront charges.
But we're paying gold to get the rest, and I need that. It's ours, not yours.
It looks like ours.
We get security.
You have security?
I'll call my son.
All right. I expect it when we get back, though. You better keep it safe for me.
Sure.
Faux Renard never forgets a box.
Okay, so I hand it back with my little nub, and it's kind of squishy, and there's a little noise.
He grabs it, goes it like down his shirt into that bag. He's like, all right, keep going. Just straight through the Fester Wood. Keep on going north, and you will eventually hit the raised falls. That's the point where beyond that, I don't really know what's out there, but that's where the guy said before he kicked the bucket that where he found the relic.
So is there a river that we can follow to these falls?
Let's see.
So like Gordy is very clearly like starting to go into like wilderness travel mode mentally. He doesn't shift gears quickly, but he's very definitely and clearly shifting into like, okay, landmarks, need to figure out food, need logistics, need to know, like just kind of being very pragmatic about like, all right, wilderness, camping, food, like stuff.
Yes. So Possum Jim tells you, yeah, so if you keep going north, you're going to come across some just basic ruins. There's a river running east to west, and but keep following it north. You got to cross the river. It'll kind of curve around. You want to just keep on going north past the big ruins, and then you will get to the entrance of the raised waterfalls.
Excellent.
Bother.
What?
Just bother.
All right, wait, I got work to do.
Not a fan of traveling foe.
No, not a fan of any of this. Do we have a mount? Can I ride on your old bug?
You can certainly try. I would not recommend it, though, to be entirely honest.
Poe looks at the bug. Looks at the turtle.
So the bug does speak common and has an intelligence of 6, which is only one lower than my dexterity. So it's been paying attention and forming its own opinions, probably. Ooh, nice look, Jordan. And so yeah, there are big scything blades that look about the right size to cut you very deeply. So you can try if you want. Just out of game, I would say that you'd need to roll like an animal handling to see if you could not get attacked.
Yeah.
It would not be a particularly easy roll.
Yeah, that won't happen right now.
Do it.
Wow. Well, you're a slug. Go do it. All right, I'm good. Fine, we walk.
So yeah, Gordy will mount up on Snowdrop and just like being very sweet and gentle, like, yes, you can do it. You're the best. He treats this giant, horrifying, pale white and green insect like some kitten.
All right, form up. 2 in front of me, 3 in back. Who wants to carry my pack?
No.
It's entirely possible that you do.
Goat?
So if anybody does need to lighten their load in order to keep flexible in case of danger, Snowdrop here, I would be willing to have her carry some extra packs if need be. So
oh, good. All right. Yeah. Foe unloads all of his stuff and wriggles about, and then
What kind of incompetent traveler would have joined a mission unable to carry all of their own goods?
can and will are different things. I have people for that.
You have people?
Well, yes, Snowdrop, I think, was the horde creature's name. Snowdrop is here for that, yes.
Snowdrop is totally people. I think Snowdrop is people.
All right, into the murk, blazing, blasted wood. What the fuck was it called?
It was called well, we're at Shalemat Outpost, and I don't think we got the name
It's
of
the true wild. It's the true wild. It is where the new territory is.
You remember Possum Jim saying it is the Festerwood. Like it.
Horrible.
The Festerwood, where all the best nectar is, I hear, according to Nectar Almanac.
You get Nectar Almanac? Nice.
Um,
Anyone who gives half a shit about nectar gets Nectar Almanac.
I'm aware.
So as they're walking away, Baltazar sidles up to Foe and says, sort of under his breath, said, "So you seemed like you really wanted to pinch something off of the table back there.
Pinch?
But I suppose you're not as skilled as I am." And then Baltazar reveals the relic, except that Sam.
You can type stuff in the chat privately to me if you want.
How would I?
So under Zoom chat,
Oh, yeah.
2, and then choose me.
You can also do /W and roll 20 chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either one.
Well, Pinch, if I had wanted to steal it, first off, you wouldn't have seen me doing it, and I would have it. Second of all, I did not attempt to pinch it. There was a ghost, as we all clearly saw. And how did you get this?
Very skillfully. And Baltazar will slip it into his pack and then say, "What do you want for it?"
What do I want? First off, is it? Do I do like a He would definitely have tried to inspect it to see if it was real. Is there like a perception roll I can do on that?
Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
Investigation.
While we're here and making rolls, Petrie wants to make a survival roll to forage nectar, which she'll be doing pretty much constantly.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll that. So you, Foe, look at the relic as best you can see, and it looks at the relic to you.
Yes, well, I clearly have no interest in it, or I would already have it. Thank you very much. I don't trade. I take what I want, as is the tradition of honey badger tradition. And then he walks along.
I'm not sure about that one. I think he doesn't give a fuck.
A foe. My name is Foe.
So, Pete, what was your survival check?
Yeah, Petrie's survival check is there in the chat. It's a 21.
Fuck.
Thank you. Awesome. And exactly were you trying to do again?
Just looking for nectar. Hummingbird is always 24 hours away from starvation.
Got it. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Gotta get that good nectar. I'm jonesing real bad.
Look, it is the reason he's here. And he's not fucking around.
Also, on a side note, I want you to know that my facial recognition does not recognize my face right now.
I had that issue yesterday when I got up in Shake's garb. I was like, oh, this is literally what you're supposed to wear to foil facial recognition software.
Yeah. Look at these extra lines.
This is why Facebook thinks I'm Jeff Goldblum.
That and the fact that you are Jeff Goldblum, that helps.
So yes, it was a 6 on the D6.
All right. It was a 6. Okay, so you are flitting about looking for nectar, and as you guys start to walk into the Festerwood, you not a lot, but you start to see plants that you don't necessarily recognize. Seems to be like some exotic stuff out here. Petrie, you see flowers that look, unfamiliar, and you're looking for what you think is going to be good to you. With that high of a roll, one thing you are going to notice about the flowers and the flora that you see is that you got to be careful out here. As you get farther into the Festerwood, some of this stuff is going to be not just not good, but potentially toxic, poisonous, strange effects in these brightly colored flowers, some mushrooms you see around. But you spot a purple flower that has very fluffy, like a patch of purple flower with very fluffy petals that are yes, you're drawn to that. And
this was a centerfold in Nectar's Almanac.
You recognize it from Centerfold Almanac, and you do a little taste of it, and this is the good stuff. This nectar will nourish you for a full day.
Wow. I'm going to keep looking for nectar, though.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you want to do?
Protect poison.
Oh.
For all the plants are safe.
So there's a lot of plants. I will say you can definitely do that if you're looking for plants. For the one that he just found, he knows enough about the nectar, like how he rolled very high that he knows that this nectar is safe. But you don't know that. So, if you want to search for stuff too as things progress, you can always do checks to see if things are poisonous. Yeah. Continue. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And as Petrie is diving into this flower with borderline frightening abandon, you are you hear one voice in particular come out from the cloud, and it's like, Petrie, my boy, Petrie, you've done it. You've done it for today at least. You've done a good job finding yourself a flower. Now you need to find 100 more, or you won't be strong enough to live up to your reputation. It's just one of the voices in the swarm.
What was that?
Oh, that was Commandant Meridian Tailfeather III. He's one of the most illustrious ancestors in my ancestral swarm. His voice counts for many.
Right, so traveling north, right?
We are never lost. We know where north is.
And then I'm going to beak my way north. And then beak my way into that flower again. And then beak north again.
Just pornographically getting on with this flower.
Yes.
So, as this map popped up, great.
Oh, yeah, there is a map now. Sweet.
Let me make sure I can get your tokens over here.
Does anybody know is there a way to not have people's portraits covering so much of the map?
Yes, you can make them basically down to just names. Go into the settings, and there should be a avatar size setting. And currently, you've probably got it set to regular. You can set it to names only.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
and then they'll be itty bitty.
Perfect. Much appreciated.
So I just need a second one. Move your tokens over.
Yeah.
Super adept with this yet.
I think that while they're walking, you definitely notice Foe like eyeing Balthazar, and they're kind of like subtly like staying in front, like looking back. Sometimes they'll like kind of find a bad reason to like move behind, and like he's looking around. He's trying to figure out where that box is.
Actually, as part of that interaction, we should figure out sort of like what order we're moving in case we get attacked or ambushed. We should have a party order established, most likely.
Well, I can tell you, Foe is not going to be in the front or the back ever.
Petrie is in the front.
Okay, probably Gordy is in the back. He makes a good anchor, and yeah.
And I slow you down with my slime.
I'm sorry.
Still a little quiet, Lizzie.
My slime. I apologize.
See if I move this way a little bit, it might catch you more.
Petrie is hungry to see the new territory and to find the flowers.
Balthazar will be number 2.
Yeah, so let me know if you can move all your tokens here. They should be at the bottom of this map.
Yeah. Foe is number 3, right behind the goat, looking around.
Oh, I should see.
Oh, cool. You can do them. Great. Okay, so while you're moving that, so as you progress into the Festerwood, here is what you see.
And then scroll down. There. Here, click this with the hand tool. There you go. Now zoom in. Zoom in a lot.
Yeah.
And then just change back to the corner.
We are the fellowship. We're a fellowship.
So you see basically this, but imagine a lot more trees than this. So all around you are large trees, very, very big, stories tall of trees with this exotic flora and fauna, well, not fauna, flora around you. You do see remnants of what looks like maybe was an ancient city. Was it human? Was it animal? Hard to tell. It's so aged by time. It's just kind of stone, the remnants of stone walls.
Mm-hmm.
And ahead of you, peeking through the trees, you can see the river running from east to west, as Possum Jim told you.
Mm-hmm.
And north is just up, just for clarity. Yeah, so how do you guys progress?
So we have ourselves in order currently. I think we just sort of move forward as a party until we get close enough to the water to start like figuring out which possible ways across that there are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you guys trying to be like quiet while you're walking through here, or is it just kind of like a jovial?
Foe is definitely not trying to be quiet. He doesn't give a fuck.
My slime makes its own sounds. I can't help it.
Squish, squish, squish.
Really squishy.
Just squishing along. Yeah, and I think in general, so it's possible that we sort of might have like a scout in the sense of Petrie like going kind of faster and all left and right across the path, moving twice as much as anybody else does. But so it might be sort of Petrie's stealth might matter because he's sort of out in the front and maybe even more than is represented on the map. It might be like 20 feet out ahead of everybody, sort of zooming around. Whereas, for instance, Gordy and Snowdrop are in the back and just kind of trudging along in a pretty he's not like singing or anything, but there's no particular effort at stealth in the main column, I think.
Got it. All right. So as you all progress, you can go ahead and move your tokens. You move through this forest and you see, the ruins to the left, the ruins to the right, and you start to see the river. You're coming up to the bank of the river ahead of you. There are some just general tourist noises around you. Nothing concerning, just what you would expect to hear. And you see the river. So to your left, you can see the remnants of a ruin that juts out. There we go. Ping it. The remnants of a ruin that juts out into the river. And to the right, what looks like a stone path.
Okay.
So you know that to get to the raised waterfalls, you will need to continue to go north.
You will need to say that again. What?
Continue to go north.
Okay.
Oh.
And do all of these ruins look just empty and
Yeah, you feel free to, if there's ruins that you see on the map that you want to try to investigate, you can go ahead and go over there and let me know that you're doing an investigation check.
Yes.
sure. I will do.
Yeah, well, let's start one at a time. Let's see.
Check out the ones across the river.
Who wanted to invest? I think I see Balthazar at this ruin.
Natural one.
Oh, hello.
I'll also investigate there, though.
All right, go ahead.
I don't think Balthazar knows where they are.
Let's
I
see.
sense bad omens.
I got a 7.
Okay, so you guys walk into this. What looks like the remnants of what might have been a small building. Very, very low walls remaining. Not much to see here. Kind of poke around. Stuff's very overgrown. Find a stick.
While we are looking around, so Balthazar, where did they put the cube? Was it in a pocket? Was it in a pouch? What was the look for that?
In a pack.
Oh, like in a pack. Okay. So Foe is going to wait and see if the goat ever gets like distracted or very involved in something. And whenever they have an opportunity, they're going to mage hand the pack a little bit.
So make your stealth check.
Do I? Okay. All right. Let's see. 16.
And then what is your passive perception? Balthazar.
My passive.
My passive perception is lower than that. I did send you a DM earlier, so I don't know if it would be passive.
Oh, got it. Roll a perception check.
Okay. It's still not good. I mean, I haven't rolled it, but it should not be good because I have a -1 on perception, so don't worry. Yeah,
Balthazar is not a wise.
I don't notice.
Yeah, so Balthazar, you are in this ruin and you feel like there's got to be something here, and you're kind of like pawing at the ground with your hoof, and you're just not finding anything, and you're getting kind of frustrated. In that frustration, you have not been keeping an eye on the pack, and Foe is able to snatch that relic away. However, Foe, when you reach into the bag, you pull out what you think is the relic. Balthazar, would you like to explain?
Well, if you reach into the bag, you wouldn't feel a relic.
It's a mage hand, so it's not actually about like tactile feel.
So then he will probably pull out the thing under that, or like whatever is actually in the pack. If there's no cube, there's probably something beneath it that's still in the pack, right? So what would he pull out?
You would pull out you would pull out a wooden stake.
What? What's this? You see, Foe is now holding the stake and he's shaking it at Balthazar. What is
In
this?
rage.
What is this? Filth is trash, not the trash that we're looking for.
Trash is what you are!
You filthy trash! You told me there was a cube in here. This is not a cube.
That stake has my initials upon it. You think?
Yes, because I stole it fair and square, but it's worth nothing. He throws it. Nothing. Like your poor pathetic goat face.
At the mention of the word thief, Gordy, who's up at the river looking at ruins, just sort of slowly turns around on Snowdrop. What?
Oh, roll me a d20.
Okay.
Wait,
Let's see.
me or
Landon.
yeah. Good.
A 20. Okay. So he throws the stick and he's prancing all around, and he trips over his own feet like he's not used to having these big claws. He says, "These fucking claws!" and he just starts digging furiously for no reason until he's in like a little burrow, and he's just having a tantrum.
So while he's having a tantrum, let's see, Gordy, what are you doing? Because you did notice them.
So yeah, I'm going to direct Snowdrop, and so I'll ride over basically and just kind of be looking down at him, like worrying himself into a hole in the ground, and Balthazar just sort of like wide-eyed at everything. Like, what is it that happened?
This guilty liar, a filthy liar. If we don't have trust within the group, how can we move forward? That's what I say.
How can we have trust within the group when you've already pickpocketed my pouch?
I pickpocketed it fair and square, and there was no blighted cube.
That's an admission.
Go sticks. Why do you have a stick?
I have 9 of them. You should be asking more important questions.
You have 8. Ha!
I know. I've already marked it down on my character sheet.
And you? What are you coming over here for? You looking for trouble?
If necessary.
I was just sniffing. I'm sniffing. Does he have any of my nectar on him?
Are you sniffing me? Disgusting.
Does he have any nectar? Any of my nectar? My sweet, sweet nectar?
Petrie, make a perception check.
I can do that.
Pretty good.
Oh, where's my chat? There we go. All right. So you're sniffing him for nectar because you are a nectar fiend. What you notice is kind of like you've met honey badgers before. They all seem to have a very distinctive badger musk. You get the sense that Bo doesn't have badger musk. Kind of weird.
Possibly not even a mustelid at all.
Are you a badger? Are you a nut?
You're a badger. All these questions, all this impudence. Should probably do another roll.
Are you a nut badger? Are you a badger? What are you? You don't smell like a badger, but you also don't smell like my nectar.
A 4.
Okay, let me do 12.
A D12.
Uh,
5.
Okay. So as you, Petrie, you are sniffing Foe, and he is newly enraged by the idea that you think he's not a badger. He starts to kind of lose it a little bit. You can see him getting very upset. And so I will tell you what is happening, and you can describe it to them.
Okay.
All right, I DM'd you on Zoom.
Oh, on Zoom. How do I use messages on? Oh, okay. All right. So you see a puff of smoke, and it kind of envelops everything for a second, so you can't see it all. But then it clears almost as soon as it's gone. And in front of you, wearing the same baggy, nice material but ill-fitting clothes, you see a giant snake that is continuing to yell at Petrie. Smelling me like some sort of flower. I'm not a flower. I'm bother.
You seem to be a snake.
I'm a fucking snake.
Your arms and legs fell off.
Yes. Well,
explain, Foe.
I don't need to explain to you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, Foe looks at the ominous large turtle and his mantis, and looks at the goat, and just kind of looks at everyone. It's like, well, fine. I am Foe Reinhardt, Prince of Foxes, and you don't need to know more than that. I'm feeling rather snaky, and that's my disposition. Now, Stop staring unless you're going to pay for the show.
You also have nuts.
I don't have nubs. Although you do notice that the ring that was on Foe's hand before is now on the skinny part of his tail.
Okay.
So my swarm is telling Petrie, there's a bunch of birds coming up, and they're generally telling him that Petrie is capable, competent, creative, and careful,
And alliterative.
and so Petrie is going to really latch on to the capable, competent, and careful part of this and dig in.
Thank you, fortune cookie.
Digging into the snake?
The situation, I suspect.
Yeah, the situation. Yeah.
I was like, are you looking for nectar in my bits?
We don't know. You're shapeshifting. You could have nectar anywhere. Anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. Mechanically, what are you doing?
Mechanically, Petrie is going to check Faux Reynard's tracks. Had he been slithering like a snake before now, or does he have paw prints behind him? Are they the paw prints of a honey badger, or are they the paw prints of something else? Are they perhaps cloven like a hoof, or are they something with tread and a weak arch like a man?
So go ahead and roll a survival check to recognize.
That's
It's a 9.
So you're looking at his tracks. It's a little hard to tell. You can see where he's standing and where he's been throwing his tantrums since he turned into a snake. There aren't really any distinguishable tracks. It's kind of just a mess. When you look back, they seem like they were badger tracks, but it's a little hard to tell. You're not sure.
So Foe is breathing heavily and he's trying to slither away with dignity, but he keeps kind of falling over himself like he really doesn't know how to slither very well. And every time he is huffing and puffing, this little tongue slithers out, and he you can tell that he is accidentally smelling things and he doesn't like it. This is the absolute worst one yet. All right, breathing, 10, 9.
What's going on?
And he slinks and falls.
Why are you slithering?
Why are you flying?
Because I'm a hummingbird. What are you?
All right, you see.
There it is. There it is.
You see the snake kind of squint his eyes at Petrie, and then I'm going to use prestidigit. I'm going to use minor illusion, and you're going to see kind of a shitty hummingbird appear. It's not quite perfect looking, but it might be one of Petrie's hummingbirds, and it says in a very poor imitation of a hummingbird voice, "You're stupid and fuck off."
Petrie is going to take an action to study this illusion. Because he's pretty familiar with the myriad of spirits in his little spirit society. So he's going to be like,
Fantastic.
You're not Mildrew. You're not Modfrau. You're not Riley. You're not Ripple or Wolga or Kifa or Simbo or Halleck or Grigri or Finny or Halfo Banksy. Who are you?
If I listen to your voice for one more second, the ears I don't have are going to fall off from your horrid high-pitched voice. And then Foe's going to slither into the ruins that are over here.
I'm going to try that investigation check.
Can I join him? Because I also fall. Can I teach him how to work?
Yeah.
Well, do this in character.
So you're having some problems. How you feeling?
I am not having problems. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I might be a little sticky,
Yo,
but I know how a snake gets around.
He's solid, but I don't recognize you. What is your name? And actually, minor illusions can't make sound.
So
Well, they can make either sound or sight, but not both.
oh, is that true? Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
Petrie, he didn't specify that he was trying to stealthily cast that.
No.
So you saw him cast.
That's even better.
What am I got?
So he made the little hummingbird. It flew around, and then, like, out of the corner of his snake mouth, he's like,
I like that a lot.
How did I cast it? I don't have
sticking out.
I don't know.
It's literally just a sock puppet instead of a nutty.
Yeah. All right. I suppose you do rather slither. All right. What's the trick? Is it an abdominal squeeze, or what are you doing?
like a bounce.
Wait, I'm going to be so full of fortune cookie when this is done.
You just feel like, you ever dance? Do you know how to dance?
I am a widely recognized dancer on the ballroom floor. Yes, I've had a vixen or three.
Okay, forget everything. I want you to replace it with my slug. You ready?
What? Yes.
Okay.
Now forget everything you knew about feet.
Everything about feet, wrong.
Now you are just 1 foot. You are the foot.
Is there a way to do better?
I mean,
How about you roll a performance check for me to like demonstrate how you're showing to use his
Yeah.
your foot to sashay.
All right.
Yeah, how do you combine the bounce and the wiggle?
It is a 15.
Oh, that's pretty solid. So you see her little slug bod, do that dance a little bit. And she's trying to kind of show you how she uses
You're not watching me.
You're watching me. The twists and turns of her body to propel herself forward. You do notice she's leaving a trail of slime behind her.
Mhm.
And you get the sense that, like, if you just kind of imitate that, you should be a little bit better at
all right.
snaking around than you currently
You see
are.
Foe at first just kind of like squint eyeing her, but then he attempts it, but he probably slithers into the slime a little bit.
Yeah, it's sticky.
It's real sticky. What?
Great.
You're very gooey.
Great.
So while you're getting gooed up over here and learning how to slither, for the rest of you, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to turn to Balthazar and just sort of like, so is Balthazar, what are your pronouns?
E.
Okay, I'm looking at him and saying, because Gordy is not very trustful of sort of arcane magic in general. So there's something going on with this goat. But so is it true that Foe just stole something from you?
So Balthazar seems as though he had just completely forgotten about what was happening and gotten distracted. And so, like, when you like ask him a direct question, you just kind of get this look from him, like, oh, and then he like listens twice and he goes, "Excuse me? Oh, yes, a thief confirmed."
So should we go get that stick? Why was he stealing one of your sticks? Is it valuable?
Well, that is a question. What is valuable to a thief? The act of stealing or the value of an object?
Depends on how stupid the thief is, presumably.
Yes, well, that you could test, perhaps.
All right. So do you think personally that we need to try to get away from Foe and leave him out of this group moving forward?
I just think that we should assign him to the stealing roles if they come up.
Right. Do we have any good way to prevent him from stealing from us or from me?
Oh, well, I suggest not carrying any valuables. It worked for me.
Right.
Try flying where he can't get to you.
I've put on enough weight that Snowdrop can't lift off with me in the saddle.
Then maybe put everything on Snowdrop.
Fair enough. All right. So I just want to not have to be watching both back and front if we're heading into a dangerous area.
Can't you, like, put things in your shell?
That doesn't really work that way. No.
What?
It's not hollow. There's skin and muscle all underneath the. It's not
You don't
like
have like a
Not like
living
a
room
hat.
set in there and a
That's strange.
bay window.
I do. And then Baltazar lifts up a tin can. It shows Petrie, and like inside you just see like a giant living room. It's comfy, cozy.
That's amazing. See, like that.
Wait, what? Why are you looking?
D&D is a silly game.
On second thought, let us not go there. Let's not go into the can.
So Gordy and Petrie, yeah, perception check as Balthazar is holding up this tin can to you.
Very well.
Make a perception check. Yes. All right. What is plus?
Sam, do you need the slice?
Oh, I haven't had a slice yet.
You haven't had a slice yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, let me see.
There we go. Just a 12.
Petrie got an 18.
12 to 18. Gordy, you look into the can and like it's hard to see in there. It looks like maybe like Balthazar shoved a diorama in there or something.
Seems like the sort of thing Balthazar would get up to. You know?
Balthazar does not have thumbs.
There's no manual dexterity here. No bottle ships in my spare time.
Right now. Petrie, you look in, and maybe because you're of smaller size, you are able to just make it out better. It looks like a small living room. It looks incredibly detailed.
That's amazing. You should make your shell a can.
Gordy starts walking away toward where Foe and is getting taught by Limax because he just needs to like, okay, whatever.
This has been a very challenging 5 minutes for a Gordy bucket.
Listen, I thought we might have one other straight man archetype in the party.
So, as you guys have been discovering new things about each other, you have this river lying before you. It is kind of like maybe mid-afternoon, and so what are you all doing next?
We should probably cross the river. I originally wanted to check out the ruins way over here. These ruins.
Gonna zip over.
Okay, so what's your fly?
Fitty.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can get over there, no problem. You're just hovering over the water, and are you investigating these ruins?
Yes. Petrie is kind of crap at that, but is happy to give it a go.
All right, go ahead and give me investigation.
Petrie is not stupid, but he's not smart.
13. Okay, so as you're checking out these ruins, what was like that?
they got into the big box.
Oh, wait, in the tall one?
Okay, yeah. No, he's right there. It's fine.
Oh, you scared me. I thought that
No.
just got a really big empty box and thought the cat got lost in it.
Oh.
Okay, so you are inspecting these rooms. You can tell there's really not much left of them, but you do find 2 silver pieces and copper pieces, and you find a wax cloth that looks like it might have been like holding somebody's lunch who came out here. Kind of some crumbs on it, and that's about it.
Here, Foe. Is that money over there? I heard it clink.
Yeah, I
found some coins in this ruin. Also, a wax claw.
What were you saying, Lizzie?
I would like to try walking on the water.
Yeah, so you have water walk. You can go ahead and cast that. You see the slug kind of like put her sluggy foot into the water, like casting it. And then she does a little like slug nub incantation. and then takes a step onto the water, and it's as if you're walking on a solid surface. Just kind of like little
Petrie would like to zip over to the snake and lob the wax claw at the snake.
Here you go. It's a present. Now you have a foot again.
Stupid bird. All right. So you see Foe like watching the slug. He's like, all right. She can do it. I can do it. I watched her do the wiggle. Here I go. All right. And you see Foe kind of like trying to do the wiggle that like the slug did. He's like hoping that no one's really watching him, but he's like getting into it. And then
everybody is just like circling around like.
And then he fucking goes at the water the same way the slug did.
Mm-hmm.
So you slither over to the water and you slither into the water?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you slither into the water. How far do you go? Move your token.
Well, I'm trying. Am I, I don't know how, am I a watery snake? Am I not a watery snake?
So where you are right now, you are about 10 feet into the water. The water is, you just barely keeping your snoot above, your snake snoot above the water. You cannot swim.
Okay. So you see Foe like having a real rough time and he's like, Barnaby, come out at this moment. And Foe is going to use a summon familiar.
So
That's weird because Barnaby is the name I considered.
Really?
Yeah, Barnaby.
So I will use I'll summon Barnaby, my familiar.
okay, so you after struggling in this water, you cast. Let me see. Let me just double check your spell for that.
Mm-hmm.
Just clear it.
I want to see what Barnaby is. I'm curious.
I also want to see what Barnaby is.
Oh,
Because Gordy is totally like just along the shoreline, just kind of looking over at you struggling in the water like, you need a rescue or...
But also, this is strangely satisfying, so I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
just for clarification, the spell Find Familiar is a casting time of 1 hour.
Oh, really?
Spell, but
I did not catch that.
Once you have the familiar, it exists. And
You can
Gotcha. But in that case, would you like to just say that I had previously cast it and that
Yeah.
he's okay?
Well, that's fine because I'll assume that's something you would have done for you. He was just like,
Yeah, he keeps his servant around.
yeah. Well, just a second. Okay. So he yells, "Barnaby, Barnaby!" And out comes we describe what Barnaby looks like.
Would you describe what Barnaby looks like?
Oh, crap. Did you tell me?
Nope.
Okay.
Just that he just knew the personality.
Okay, so out of your, what looks like your bag, pops this kind of blue tinged spirit creature. It's got two little arms and kind of like the vague, like, what, a suggestion of a face, like the LaCroix of facial features. And he's got two little stubby legs. He kind of looks like a marshmallow, if a marshmallow had arms and legs. And about like what is this, like a foot tall, foot and a half tall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 feet tall. Yeah.
He kind of pops up and he's like floating above the water, bottom of the line. What? Who are you?
Barnaby, you know who I am.
I don't know you.
Blind, fun, folly. Every time I'm still Foe.
Oh, I know you.
You know me. We do this every day. Help me. I'm drowning, you stupid.
So what do you want him to do? Do you want him to pull you out or what do you want him to
I
do?
want for him to get me to land. Yeah.
Okay, let me see what he can do because
that is how Foe died.
Short campaign for Foe.
Yeah.
There were steps, weren't there?
You know how to do it. Oh, great, me too.
okay.
No.
So Barnaby has little hands and he's like pulling at you and he can keep your head above water, but he can't like pull you out of the water. He's just not strong enough. And
Okay.
he just You're heavy. You're heavy.
So at this point, Gory and Snowdrop are just going to basically just charge over there, and Snowdrop is just going to be like shunk, and maybe deal like 1 damage to Foe, and just pick him up, and then march over to land and not bite him. Although, so the way it works is like Snowdrop is clearly super interested in consuming this snake and just eating it to nothing. So it like picks it up and then goes for the bite with its like, mandibles, and Gordy has to be like, no. Like,
foul creature! And you see Poe just screaming and yelling. We might need to do a roll here, actually, Sam.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a strength check for Snowdrop.
Sure. So I think the way Snowdrop works is there's just a DC for the grapple.
Okay.
So the grapple DC is it's just 14. So
are you trying to actively get away, Fo? Are you letting it pull you out even though you're just blustering?
I probably don't understand my body enough to know how to try to get away, so I'm just flailing like a worm when it gets picked up by a bird, just like, whoa.
Okay. So we could make a strength check then for Snowdrop if you want.
I'll just say that Snowdrop is able to, with his level of strength, since Fo's not really trying to get away.
Yeah.
You can drag him out and go ahead and move your tokens where you
yes. So yeah, so Snowdrop is pretty tall, or like long-legged, so it came over here basically.
I should have made a token for Snowdrop, but continue talking out. I think I can do.
Yeah,
that.
sure. So I'm basically just. I guess Snowdrop is a large size technically, so should be taking up more space than I do. But we're basically on this small island with the steps leading up from it, and just sort of fishing out in the water and then pull Foe and sort of fling him onto the steps. Being this like, so Foe is probably a little terrified because the unfolding like pinchers and like jaw of the mantis are just like fucking eat you. You just suck all the juices out of your like shitty form, but that's all just implied because it's Snowdrop does not speak, and Gordy is just like, oh, you rambunctious little scamp, as Snowdrop, and then Gordy has to be like, all right, drop it, and Snowdrop eventually
to do the emotion check on Foe because he's pretty stressed.
Yeah, really quick.
But I think we do get him over dry land and onto the steps before he's going to wriggle free or turn into something.
Got it. I just gave you let's see. So Snowdrop now has a token.
Oh, wonderful.
To be able to move, Chris.
Let's see. I am not seeing it. One sec.
I see the ruins.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead, Foe, roll d20. And then, just place yourself wherever you would take him.
I got a 15.
All right, you're still a snake.
Okay.
So, really quick, before we continue, if we can do a 5-minute bathroom break. I gotta go.
Bio it up.
Just to leave off that scene, you'll see Foe kind of like writhing and wiggling around and complaining vehemently and just hyperventilating until he calms down. So he's probably doing that for a little bit.
Cool.
You're eating a snack?
And Gordy is looking down from Snowdrop's back at you judgmentally for a while. So that's good.
So right now you are all kind of on this little mid-island. The water around it's not very deep. Not really having any issues crossing right here. So what would you like to do next?
So is this, the steps go up to a raised area? Is it, and that goes onto land? Would one have to jump the gap to be able to go down the other stairs to the north?
So yes, sorry, because your little guy was behind. So what you see in front of you is like a raised platform. It looks like maybe what could have been like a fort in the olden times or something like that. You can walk up the stairs to this race platform, but where you are, there's the gap to your left, or you can kind of see in front of you the wall has broken away, and there's about a 20-foot drop.
Okay.
Investigate the other way.
You can click,
Yeah.
by the way, if you want to show us what you're talking about. Just
Okay.
hold down your click and it will show us. Yep, and it'll make a little ping, or you can just move your character.
Also, how long does your water walk?
Oh, no, I disappeared. I don't know, an hour?
An hour, yep. You can water walking. You can, if you're not up on that area, you can just walk through this gap. Where you are right now, the water in between is pretty deep. But none of your concern because you're just sauntering, slugging across.
Can I look away around for a way to get?
Yeah. So you look around. Do you want to roll an investigation check for that?
I'd also like to roll an investigation on the structure, if that's okay. Thank you.
So you are in this gap, and these walls where you are about like 20 feet each side, and you're just looking up. You're looking up, and you're like, "Yes, that's pretty high." And you can't see from here anyway to like kind of help them out. So you can just proceed to walk to the other side.
So I pull out some more snacks and I go back to I help.
What are you eating?
Oh, don't worry about it. Just like snacks.
So
You don't like leaves or whatever you are.
Gordy, was that 9 for your investigation?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get the sense that you could climb down, but it's hard for you to tell whether there's any good handholds or not. So you don't feel like necessarily confident one way or another whether climbing down is safe. But the other, just move your mantis for a second. The gap that you see in front of you is, you could jump it. It is like at the smallest part, like 3 feet? I'm so bad with size.
Each square is a meter,
Each square is a meter.
and a meter is 3 feet.
It's like a lawn cat.
So 1.5 feet.
So that could be right. It would be 5. A square would be 5 feet.
Yeah, I think a square is standard 5 feet.
Oh, really? Okay, my bad. And
But it's not a very wide gap in any case.
It's not very wide. Like it does look like it's jumpable.
So I was thinking earlier that Snowdrop can't fly with Gordy and stuff on her back. Would Snowdrop be able to kind of like deploy wings to kind of slow a fall though, so as to not take falling damage, even with Gordy on back?
So yes, if you're going off the side that's in front of you, like if I ping it right here, if you're going off right here, you get the sense that you could it probably would just be fine with if you were kind of slow falling on Snowdrop. But however, if you're going this direction, since it's the same height, it's not like you can't really fall.
Yeah.
Or
So that would have to be a jump proper. Okay, so Gordy and Snowdrop are going to basically flutter down. Well, it's more like a loud buzzing down off of this, off of the north edge of this little like ruined sort of water keep area.
Foe will follow you. He'll be like, "Oh, don't leave me, Barnaby!" And then he'll slither over here, and how long is his body? Do you think?
So your body would be, you are a large creature right now.
Okay.
So like you're maybe like 7 feet.
Okay, so he like kind of starts to try to like make it so like his body will just go down it, but he eventually just tumbles over and rolls into like an awkward snake thing, and you see Barnaby like trying to help him up and like dust him off, but not doing a very good job.
So are you tumbling over the 20-foot wall?
Oh, it's a 20-foot wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like 7 feet. Or 7 feet.
All right, so he's about to fall down the 20-foot wall, and he yells, "Catch me!"
I'm no math wizard, but I don't know if this adds up.
You can try to like hold on with your snaky bod and like
Yeah, okay.
climb down.
All right, I will try that. I suspect it won't go well because Foe's bad at snake body.
So go ahead and make a acrobatics check or an athletics check.
They're both awful.
Do a backflip.
Okay.
Snowdrop is eager to grab you.
I'm going to roll the worst one.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Okay. So you start to move your little tail down, like, and you try to get down this, but you can't get the hang of being a snake. You feel like you can't hold on to anything, and you're starting to fall 20 feet. Suddenly, though, your snake-like instincts kick in, and you remember, because you were a snake once a long time ago, that you can burrow into rock. Would you like to attempt to burrow into the rock?
Fuck yeah! All right.
So go ahead.
Like a worm into an apple.
Go ahead and burrow. Let's see. Make a. Let me see what I want to make.
Snowdrop is totally looking at this snake, being like, "Can I grab it? Can I grab it? I want to eat it."
I can eat now. Go ahead and make either strength or dexterity.
Okay, I'll do dexterity for sure.
Yeah. The great thing is when I summon my steed, Snowdrop, it can be celestial, fiendish, or fey. We went with fey.
All right, so that's a 14.
Okay, yeah. So you're starting to lose your grip, and you remember that burrowing is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just kind of like start burrowing your snake face into this rock, like chomping away with your snake now. And you're biting chunks of rock and tearing them out. The rest of you see, well, I guess just Gordy, because you're on the ground. You see basically the rock face, this snake like writhing against the rock, and him just like slowly getting deeper and deeper inside. So rocks just spurting out. You are able to burrow 30 feet around, so you just are successfully burrowing through this rock, and you can go on down and through, or however you want to go.
Okay, so you just see this snake laughing maniacally, and it's probably a little bit terrifying because it just the way the mouth opens, the jaw like unhinges with the laugh as snakes do, and he's just chomping down on rocks. Barnaby is like trying to follow. He's very confused, so he's just like hopping about, and eventually, like completely out of breath, he just like curls up over here, and he's like, "Ha! I did it! I did it!"
You're a mighty hero.
What have you noticed?
So we haven't heard from Balthazar in a while, and that's because Balthazar has been investigating the edge of this water, because goats dislike water and they would rather leap over streams and puddles than step in them. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that all of these, the first thing that Balthazar went to check out were the path across, but are the stones submerged or above the water?
So you look and try to check out these stones. And what you see they seem to be more like bones of some large creature. They are protruding from the water, and you can attempt to hop across if that's something you want to do, like step stoning along the way. You can do that. You could roll.
Yeah, it depends if they're like little puddles, because I don't want to splash on like puddle after puddle after puddle after puddle. But if they're above, I might consider it. Or I would compare it to the leap to the like island and the steps on the other side, and if that's jumpable. I'm trying to assess like what is the best chance of my feet staying dry.
What are your feelings on slime?
Prefer it to water. I'm a gross goat.
I'm thinking about sliming some bones.
You want to slime some bones?
Can I slime some bones? Would that make you feel better?
Is this an in-character conversation? Because it should be.
It is.
You want me to slime your bones?
I've never been asked that before. What would it entail?
Well, I'll wiggle on over and roll around, and the places you're cautious about will make it, at least you'll stick to it, It'll be less slippery, less watery, just a little sticky.
Yes. A team.
Okay. You still have water walk up, so you can easily just get over there.
All right.
And yeah, if you want to lead a slime trail along this pathway, you can go ahead and do
Just
that.
gotta move your icon.
I'm gonna move my icon. She's coming for you. Hold on, she's coming.
She's coming. She's slugging.
I jumped. Oh, I got there so fast.
All right.
I'm sliming.
So you're kind of going along this pathway, and I'm assuming that you're just sliming over each of these stepping bones. You are leaving a sizable trail of slime. Balthazar, you can kind of see where you saw puddles on here. Kind of just the slime has really taken over. You get the sense that when slime and water mixes, the slime wins. So you get the sense of so long as you don't fall off any of these rocks, you won't really get wet with water.
I'm gonna start trying.
Yeah, go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics check.
We'll roll athletics. $22.
Damn, goat.
Okay.
You're welcome for this one.
So you're hopping along. You're doing a great job. This is easy for you. You got some slime on your hooves, but no problem. And you successfully get to the other side. As you kind of step onto the grass, you sense like the slime's kind of like sticky. So now when you're walking around on this dry land, it's a little tacky feeling.
Starts collecting loose grass bits.
Yeah, it doesn't really come off on its own. It's just kind of stuck to you for the time being.
Balthazar's gonna take a hoof and try to eat the grass and the slime off the hoof.
So only a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
I feel like this is getting NC-17 by this point.
Constitution saving throw. My favorite.
Hey, at least you have a good constitution.
Mm-hmm. I didn't roll that well, but it's an 11.
It's over a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one moment. Okay. All right. So you have like the grass stuck to your hoof, and you're kind of like tasting it, and you start to feel kind of funny. You feel a little funny, and like you look over, and you see Limax, and like her colors are just glistening so beautifully in the afternoon light. You look at her and you're like, you just feel like she's your best friend. She helped you out so much, and like she's so great. And you are charmed for the next hour by Limax.
You saved me from the puddles.
I mean, who wouldn't be charmed? Even non-chemically. All right. I, as Gordy, I'm definitely looking ahead. There's this much larger, like, ruined building with a tree next to it.
All right. Yeah, so you're able to freely progress. There's trees around you. It's not as open as it looks on the map, but there really isn't anything blocking your path. You can step up to these ruins, which are not nearly as high off the ground as that kind of fort thing that was at the river. It really looks like kind of what's left of the foundation of what may have been like a temple. But that's what you see.
Okay. Can I make an investigation check?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll some dice.
Foe's following him at a safe distance from the mantis, so he'll also investigate with him.
I got a 14.
Right.
And
Okay.
let's see what Foe gets.
Not super great. A 3.
All right.
Not super great.
It's hard to see when you're this low to the ground.
Well, you're figuring around. all you want to find treasure, but all you find is like the grass, like scratching your body.
Grass is awful. I never realized how much I hate grass.
And like your clothes, since like that you're wearing the same clothes as you were before, like there's arms holes that aren't filled and leg holes that aren't filled, right? Or like one leg hole's filled with your snake body. Around like,
Barnaby, tighten my belt.
I don't want to do that.
Barnaby.
Okay, fine. So you're unhappy. You're not happy, but you're not finding anything. Gordy, you're looking around and you're not unfamiliar with how to like look for things. And you're kind of looking at nooks and crannies where you think, any treasure might have gone, or like adventurers might have left things behind, or ancient people might have left things. And as you kind of look into one of these corners, like over here, you see a glint of amber. And what you see is, as you kind of poke around it, there is a. Pardon me.
I'll dismount just to be able to look at things more carefully.
Yeah, what you see is like a cloth bag. Like, you know how when people tie up fabric onto a stick and like carry it down the railroad?
A bindle.
Yeah, bindle. I learned that word last week and I couldn't remember it. But it's like a bindle, and you can see an amber nugget, like Possum Jim showed you, peeking out of the bag.
All right, I'll go ahead and reach to pick it up.
Cool. Are you picking up the bag, or are you picking up the amber?
Probably the bag.
Yeah. So you look at you pull the bag up out, and you kind of feel like there's maybe like 3 small sized chunks in here, not as big as what Possum Jim had. But you also notice that like this bag's like a leather bag, but it also is kind of worn away, and it looks like the amber is somewhat kind of like eating away at this bag.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Yeah, I don't have any knowledge that applies to that. How interesting. I'll go ahead and call for people to come gather.
I'm coming.
It's an amber thing. It's one of the money things. You found a money thing.
So before I gather, I want to inspect this statue that I'm standing on. Not to search it for anything in particular, but like describe this statue to me. Yeah.
So you're floating around, and this statue is very like vine encrusted. You can tell it's a tall statue, like maybe like 10 feet tall, and just these vines like have so overgrown around this area with like these bushes surrounding it. It's kind of hard to see, but you're like poking around and you're kind of like pecking away at the vine, and you see feet.
Human feet.
Human feet.
Human feet.
This is a human ruin.
Are you saying that out loud in a way that
yes.
Right here?
Sorry.
This is a human ruin.
There we go.
That's how you know it's not an inner monologue.
So.
Well, how do you know? Gordy calls out from up on the roof.
Well, I found a statue of a human, and I don't think one of us carved it.
Bad.
How much do you think it's worth? Is it craftsmanship good?
You can carry it if you want. I won't.
Barnaby, fetch me that statue.
So, as you're having this conversation, yelling across like this ruined area, Petrie, this tangle of bushes and branches that you've kind of like been pecking at, and the bushes that surround it, kind of all around this area, you see something move.
Huh. I'm going to look closer.
All right. So you peer closer and kind of flit around into the bush to see what you can see. And all you see is branches. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
10.
10? Okay.
10.
So you're looking hard. You're like, what was that? What moved? It just seems like branches to you. But as you are doing that, out pops a creature that looks like it's made of branches. And it starts coming for you. Roll initiative.
Whoa!
Everybody
whoa.
or just Jordan?
Everybody got.
Okay.
The trees are attacking!
At the top of your sheet next to your armor class, it'll say initiative, so click that button.
-1. Slugs ain't fast.
Dang.
18 for foe.
It's 15. Holy shit.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, 15.
So hold on one.
Wow, she rolled a 16.
Yeah, I have a -2, and I rolled a 15 to get a 13. So
I rolled a 5.
There's my turn counter.
It's been a
There it
second
is.
since I played. Remind me, is it a turn to draw a weapon?
it's only you can combine that with like movement or something else. It's the sort of thing that you can combine with another.
Yeah, take your full.
Or
Take-
you could have horns upon your head.
I draw my beak.
with charcoal or ink.
A mixture of eyeliner, some black lip liner, and a white crayon. Anyways,
I guess a beak is lip for lip liner purposes, technically speaking.
Okay. Well, spotting this tree thing that has emerged right next to me, of all places.
How rude.
So really quick, I'm adding your. Do you see the turn counter?
I saw it for a bit. It just
No.
disappeared.
That was my fault. Okay. Where is it?
How many of these creatures emerge?
Right now you see one.
I just see one. Okay.
Also, Fo, I don't think you put your name on your token.
It says foe. I see it.
Is it showing as visible to other people?
So I see Sam S, Phil Renard, Balthazar Maldu, Gordy B, Jordan H, and Limax.
You're exactly on your token. So like your little square.
Oh,
Here we go.
Also, I'm trying to add
There
a
we go.
turn for. Oh boy. Hold on. This.
So Lucy, just so you know, your
There we
movement
go.
is 25 feet.
Add turn.
So you can move essentially 5 squares per turn.
yes.
So you can move.
Okay.
All right. Do we have everyone? Limax.
And everyone should put their initiative in there.
Yes.
Just click the 0 next to your portrait, and then we'll put in your initiative.
Thank you.
That's what you want.
All right. Looks like everyone's initiative is in. Fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Petrie is going to do one of these maneuvers and attack this guy from over near the water. Shazam, like that. And I'm just going to do a double attack.
Fantastic. All right, go ahead and roll the hit. You just see this vine, like almost like it had perfect camouflage of vines, made it completely of vines, kind of like.
Oh, I get 7. It's better than.
Ooh, there we go.
Awesome. 26
Yep. And then an 18.
and 18. Those both hit.
Ah, fascinating. We're gonna go ahead and let's see. Do I want to? do my extra damage die, or do I want to try to shove him towards that well? It would take 2 rounds to shove him into that well, and it would only cost 2d6 damage to do so, so I think I'm going to do that instead. All right, this is the damage.
How covered is the well? Is that well of there covered or not?
Yeah, what's the deal with the well?
It's like half covered. There's like a wooden what do you call them? Like well lid, but it's rotted away on one end. It's pretty much like 50%.
Okay, and it doesn't look like the remaining rotted half would hold much.
No. Mm-mm.
All right,
cool then. So Petrie deals 18 damage total with a 10 and an 8, and also he's going to slide that creature, that monster, that tree being of malicious intent 3 squares to the north.
All right, 1, 2.
So as Petrie digs in, he's just all stabby, beak. And then the swarm joins in, and the swarm is like, and it's doing the same thing. And then it just like drives him back 15 feet.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, you see like the vine blight just like, and he just is stumbling, pushed back by the swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for you?
That is a whole ass turn.
All right. Beau Reynard, it is your turn.
Okay. So let's see. He's going to say, Barnaby, sword! And he's going to draw his rapier. So you see just like the snake has like a rapier like in his snake mouth. And he is going to start. How does it dash?
Actually, I'm going to re-roll my damage die and let's see if it's better.
You
Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah.
So you are.
It was 2 more damage from Petrie. That's 20 damage.
20 damage. Okay, 1 second.
I have to keep the result either way if I roll, but I was like, at 2, I can do better.
Okay, so you are a snake right now, and you, your movement is 50 feet. Right?
50 feet? Snakes go fast.
I mean, like,
damn.
If they know how to snake. So if you want to really pull on those memories and remember how to snake.
Yeah, all right. So he's going to go fast. He's going to say, Barnabas sword, and also grab the amber. And then he's going to get the sword in his mouth, and he's going to go, is this wall at ground level here, or is this a raised platform?
It's mostly ground level. Like, it's a little bit raised, but you won't be injured if you kind of like take a diagonal path.
All right, let's see. Is there a way on Roll20 to easily tell how far 50 feet is?
Yes, there is one.
There's a ruler.
Oh, really?
4, 5. It's a circle with a line. Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, so he's going to come. All right, so he'll come to right here.
All right.
Oops. Get going right there.
Okay.
And he is brandishing his snake sword and hoping that Barnaby, on his independent action, will get that little piece of amber.
So you just did your movement. You can keep going if you want to use your action to move more.
I think my action was drawing my sword, right?
No, it's that's like free action.
Okay, cool. All right. Well then, interesting. Okay. Well, if I can do an action, let's see. What do I want to do?
But you cannot get any closer unless you are going to use your action to move additional movement.
Right. I will use my action just to go. Let's see. Like basically right here.
Okay, so you're going to use your action.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of on the ground, like looking at his kneecaps coming towards me.
So do you have a bonus action?
Not for this turn. I'm just going to stay there and be stealthy. I don't know if stealth is an action, but my attempt is to not be seen.
So go ahead and make a stealth check
Mm-hmm.
to hide because you're able.
Yeah.
And you can't do this because that fine blight is still facing Petrie and had just been kind of distracted by the swarm. So you're rushing over and trying to hide, take cover behind this wall.
Yeah. Also, grass is tall. I'm a snake. All right, 15.
15. 1 second.
And so even though I'm right there, I kind of want to be right between the creature and the well.
You feel like you can't see.
It's fucking right. Sneaky snake.
So
Sneaky
you
snake.
did instruct your familiar to try to steal amber?
Grab that amber thing. Because I think Gordy picked up the sack, right? Not the amber?
No, the sack had the amber in it.
Oh,
So
my bad.
is that an instruction you gave him though still?
Okay, yeah, I say,
He's gonna
if
listen.
he puts down the sack, get the amber.
Okay. So you don't see it 'cause you're busy, but the rest of you see Barnaby, like his little transparent bod, like look up at Gordy, like, and he just kind of nopes and just kind of walks to the edge of the wall to look at you, and that's all that happens. So Limax.
So stick-thing is dull thread, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Limax is like getting all sassy, and they're thinking about using your fork mucus to try and find that buster in.
Yeah. So the one thing to know about that is you can only use that if they come in contact with the mucus, and you have to get over there first.
You do have a ranged attack, though.
So real quick before you one more things. If you want to do this, you would have to move to first. But with the amount of movement you have, you won't get there this turn. You could move twice, but it would take your action, basically.
Hey, where's
So this is, and I'll show you the ruler tool. So you can move 25 feet with the ruler. Right here, click it. Yep, and then drag it from you. And you can see how far it's here. You can move 25 feet. So you can move to like here probably. So that's, yeah, you could move to right there. And then I don't know how long your ranged thing is, but it's probably still not long enough. I think it's like 30 feet.
I'm gonna scoot. I'm gonna mucus out.
Mucus out.
I'm just gonna mucus a bit.
You might have an attack that would be ranged. Let me just let you know.
You have acid arrow. Can you look at your spells?
90 feet?
Oh, 90 feet?
Oh, yeah.
You could absolutely fucking, so you would move and then you would use it if you wanted to, probably.
Can I just use it in my head?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
but in the case that you want to get him later, you probably should use your movement on this turn.
So I'm gonna move.
Yeah, so go ahead and go 25 feet just to get closer. That way you have more options later. Yeah, and then just make sure once you're done using the ruler, you have to switch back to the pointer to actually that worked. I don't really good, but cool.
Cool. And then, so do you want to use acid arrow? Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, acid arrow. So go ahead, click cast so it marks off one of your spell slots. And then you click the +5, which is your to hit.
Nope, you only do one of those. There you go. Yep. And then click that +5. Nice. Ooh, 20.
What did you? Oh, you got 20? Dirty 20? Or
No, 20, 15 + 5.
got it.
The dirtiest of 20.
The dirtiest 20.
The filthy. Ugh.
Okay, so let me just read this real quick so I know what it does. A shimmering green arrow streaks towards the target within range and bursts in a spray of acid. It will take 4d4 acid damage. So go ahead and click that where it says 4d4 next to the 5.
Isn't it 4d4 and each one has +1? Or is that a
First
different
of all, it's 4d4.
No, it's just 44.
Okay.
Well, okay. So 12 points of acid damage.
So did you have to make a ranged spell attack to be able to hit the target with the arrow?
Yes. Yeah. So you did this, that was the 20, which was your attack. And then
I missed it. Sorry.
oh yeah. So she did hit with the 20, and you deal the amount of damage that you said. So that would do that immediately, and then at the end of its next turn, the acid is still burning it, so it would do more damage later. However, as you strike, pardon me, wow, I got so excited. As one word from the Sam, as you strike the acid arrow into this vine blight, it just starts to disintegrate, and it was already looking pretty beat up. It's just like, and it just collapses in a pile of twigs. And that vine blight is dead.
Dude. Slug 5.
Slug 5. Yeah. Nubs.
Give me some nubs.
Everyone gets nubs.
So let me just make sure I know how to show that he's there.
Cool. So go to your spells just so I can show you.
So are we out of initiative or?
And one
You
more
are
of your
not.
spells and then you're done. For the day.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you have one more.
Okay, so I'm gonna sling the bag on my onto my back. Like basically, I have a big old backpack thing like strapped to the outside of my shell. So I'll just be kind of attaching the bag to that real quick as I run over to mount up on Snowdrop and pull out my weapon. But I'm basically just looking around. I don't think there's anything I can do actively. I'm also calling out like, what the hell was that thing? Or,
Yeah, can you make a perception check?
Sure. I get an 8.
An 8. So you heard all of this chaos, and you're rushing over and trying to look to see what happened. You see something on the ground. You see Petrie looking. Oh, kitties are crazy. You see Petrie looking very in a defensive mode. You do not see Foe because Foe is properly hidden. And that's all you see at the moment.
Okay.
You can't take
And you see the monster. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Or
see
like-
like a pile of twigs on the ground, and
Yeah.
they're staring at it. So you're kind of like, what is happening?
So I'm just like, did that bush attack you?
Yes.
How-
I mean, well, maybe it mostly just came stumbling out of the forest, and then I got my hackles up and rolled initiative. So I just went on the attack.
What's rolling initiative?
So
I can't explain it. One of my ancestors tells me it's something I had to do.
Gordy, do you have anything left on your turn that you can do?
Great question.
It's when you do a barrel roll and then you take the initiative.
So yeah, I think I'll just ready an action so that if any other like foes approach, I will ready a dash action to move toward them to try to get up in their grill.
Got it. So you're readying dash. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Quick question, because I have this as well. What exactly does dash do? I haven't used it before.
It's twice your movement. So you're going to use your action up, and you're going to double the movement that you have and take all your movement and then a double action.
So it's basically like on your turn, you get a move and an action. You use your move to go like 30 feet or whatever. And then you can, instead of doing an attack for your action, you can be like, oh, I use dash.
Dash is just
action.
another kind of, it's another
move.
action.
Yeah,
there are certain classes that let you use dash as a bonus action, like rogues, which is cool for them.
Yep.
So like basically rogues can use their bonus action to move again, and then they can use an attack action or something like that, or cast a spell. Or
what I thought. I just wanted to make double sure before I did it wrong.
Yeah, because Gordy's very much not a rogue. All he's doing is he's basically just trying to, if something appears, he wants to get up at it because he wants to be the one
would just hear like giant armored like clunk, 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 as he runs.
You should rename your dash to plop.
Although technically right now I am on Snowdrop, so it would be more of a skidder, I guess, or like a thudding skidder, because it's pretty big. So anyway, so that's all I'm up to, I think.
Alrighty, let me move on. So the Vine Blight is dead, but you hear a crackling coming from the forest, and you look to see two more. Hold on.
Oh dear God!
Two more Vine Blights. Vine Blight. Did I say that right? Vine
Blight.
Two more Vine Blights emerging from the forest, and so your ready action will come into play. So you may take your dash now.
We see 3 on our screen. Should we not?
The one is dead. It has a little.
Okay, I see it.
It has a little skull on it.
That's a very small skull.
Yeah, I can probably.
So I can get to there.
Okay, then.
Because
yes. Okay, let me actually quickly see if I can do a better dead. There we go. That's what we want.
Ooh, there we go.
Like I said, these cats are crazy right now.
They're going wild.
oh, it's the midnight freakout at 8:50.
They're vibrating.
Okay, 1, moment.
Also, technically, Snowdrop has a 10-foot reach with an attack, so it's debatable whether Snowdrop would get to do a claw or not. It's totally fine if you decide that too much has already been done on my and Snowdrop's turn to try to do a 10-foot reach attack.
Okay. Let me think about that for one. Okay. Where is my?
I'm just waiting for like a kid to fly across somebody's screen.
Did you drop the sack? What's the status of the sack?
The sack is slung on my back, basically dangling attached to the other stuff that's on my shell.
Okay.
Okay. So as these very similar vine creatures start emerging from the forest, you see some smaller, what look like just like bundles of like walking twigs emerging as well. So you now see 2 vine blights and 2 twig blights.
Which one's bigger?
The vine blights.
So the ones in the middle, yeah.
So, all right. It is the other 2 vine blights' turn right now. Let me actually fix the initiative though. This one's dead. And
I'm gonna order boba tea. Do you want any?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Boba tea all around.
Orange whip.
We're only like an 8-minute drive away from you, Landon.
Yeah, and I'm only like 45 minutes to an hour, so easy.
Yeah,
What's that?
can you hear Lizzie?
Not very well, no.
Where are you?
I'm in the city of Upland, which is just east of Claremont, which is like right on the border of LA County and San Bernardino County.
Nice.
Lizzie, scoot your chair up. You're so far away. All right.
I thought you were going to say I'm in the city of Updog.
All right. Try this. Sam, talk a little bit for 1 sec.
How can you hear me when I'm talking?
And here's Foe, and then
Hello.
Nope, it's
that
working fine. Yeah, it's still a little more muted for Lizzie, but overall fine.
You and me are loud, so let's just point it straight at Lizzie.
You are really loud. Green was like, everyone boba tea?
boba tea.
He probably was listening. Okay, really quick. If they have a lychee slushie, I do want that.
I got you.
Okay, all right. That's what one vine blight says to the other.
Are we getting boba after this?
Boba after? Yeah, boba after.
So if we kill them, we get their treasure, and their treasure is boba tea. I'm very on board.
So we've been told, yeah. So, okay, wonderful. So you see these vine blights emerge, and as Gordy, you had just rushed up, this vine blight is going to come into your jam.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
What, roll 20?
No, my
We still see you moving, and we see you pinging.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you're like on top of this your mount, and
Yes.
The vine blight is going to. My mouse is dying. The vine blight is going to reach out and try to grab you.
Okay. So my AC is 17 or 19 if I have my shield out.
Okay.
Do you have your shield out?
I didn't actually specify whether I had drawn my maul or my warhammer. So let's say no, probably not. I probably have my maul.
Okay.
So let's see. So
17 is the AC.
Okay, so you see him reach out, and as he reaches out, these like decayed-looking roots and vines are also sprouting from the ground around him in a 15-foot radius.
Whoa.
The area
God.
around him is now going to be difficult terrain.
Snake is just like, help.
Can he feel me? Does he know I'm there now?
I mean, he hasn't looked at you or anything, so.
So he doesn't feel me with the vines. Okay.
No.
They're not like fingers.
Hold on, let me make sure you.
I've seen enough
Not that
anime
we
to know where this is
know.
going.
So go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Just a moment. I get a 19.
Okay. So these branches reach out and try to grasp you, but with just like your strength, you're able to pull away and break out of their little grabby hands.
Okay.
Let me figure out 5, 10, 15. Foe, also make a strength saving throw.
Oh, a strength saving throw? Fuck.
Specialty.
Yeah, no. A 2.
Okay, so you are currently restrained. These branches reach out
So they
and
don't see me, but I can't move.
growing in this 15-foot radius, and you become entangled in them. So 5, 10, 15.
I'd be very entertained if this ends where the combat's over and none of us know where Foe is, and Foe is so well restrained that he just is like lying in the grass, like trying to yell, and nobody finds him, and then we all just wander off.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Barnaby will find me.
There we go. No, Barnaby has to walk after me and check the pouch constantly, because that's his last instruction. Looks like I just got a familiar.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, the mental image of Barnaby is kind of like marshmallow with arms and legs that's about 2 feet tall.
And glowing blue.
He's
And glowing blue. Okay.
Think like a Kodama.
Okay. Legit.
But bigger a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Is he delicious looking is the question.
Probably to your mantis.
Okay. That doesn't mean much though. Everything's delicious.
You look like a snack.
All right. So where the purple circle is where the difficult terrain is.
Ooh, nice.
You are grasped, and that was his action. So now the other Vine Blight is going to come out and move towards you. He is going to. All right, he is going to roll to hit you. That's an 11 to hit.
That will be inadequate, I believe.
So he reaches out with his viney arms and he just goes for you, but you just flip back super easily, and he is unable to grab you. You're just like, and that's all he's gonna do.
Real quick before that resolves, just to check, Uncanny Dodge doesn't help me avoid them vines at all.
Will you read it to me?
Uncanny Dodge?
Yeah.
Yes. When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you. So maybe not.
So is that avoiding damage?
Mm-hmm.
So he did not damage you, he just grabbed you.
Okay.
No.
It's got a name that sounds like it would be applicable, but not technically.
Alas.
Yeah. So,
Where? There's a lass somewhere?
Yeah. So Balthazar, it is your turn.
Finally. All right. So Balthazar, just with these like eyes that now whatever previously looked, crazed to you is now crazed with love just charmed love for this slug. And so Balthazar runs and positions himself directly in front of Limax and is just yelling, "Don't hurt my friend!" and just like let's loose from there. First, let's see. I guess. Let's see. It would be hard past this viney area. So the first like open enemy is how do I make a circle? I just double click.
If you like click and hold with either
Click and hold.
It's like long click. Yeah.
So this guy, I guess,
Okay.
is unengaged, and so I will first, as a bonus action, cast Hex. And so, that'll be Hex. And I actually have a clarification on Hex. It says it adds damage to attacks. Does that include spell attacks or only melee attacks?
Attack actions.
Attack actions. But if it's a spell attack action, it counts?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Yeah. 'Cause the attack
So
action-
it's good for your horns, but
Yeah, I know I still want to use it, but I didn't perfectly understand whether an attack action also was a spell attack. I don't
Gotcha.
know enough about. All right. So
technicalities.
yes. So, but from now on, it is hexed. But also, so that was my bonus, and then as my action, I will cast Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Damn.
This one, that one that's hex?
Yes. And so my Eldritch Blast, I have to roll my spell attack to see if I hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hex symbol. We're gonna put blue for hex.
Okay. So I rolled an 11.
So that was to use Eldritch Blast, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, and that was plus your with your +6.
Yep. I rolled a 5.
Alrighty.
I mean, you get 2 blasts though, right?
Yeah.
So you like let Eldritch Splash off, trying to hit this twig like creature, but you kind of overshoot because he is quite a bit smaller than the Vine Blights, so that does miss.
Okay, so then Chris's question, do I roll separately for each Eldritch Blaster since it's one cast? Do I...
You
Does that
roll
count?
2 separate attacks.
I would?
It's like in the same way that Jordan attacked twice with his attack action. He made one attack and then a second one. You're functionally
So
doing this.
then the second one is a 13. Does a 13 hit?
13. It does hit.
All right. Then the second Eldritch Blast causes 13 damage.
Hey, that's what's up.
Lucky number 13.
So as the first blast, you could tell just went way too far. We'll readjust and let it go, and you see this Vine Blight just erupt into flames and crumble into ash. You vaporized this guy.
Wow.
I look over my shoulder at what the hell just happened.
It's not that one. It's this one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then if it's vaporized, then the hex, because it hit 0 hit points, I can automatically transfer the hex to another creature. So I will transfer it to this. Fine.
So Gordy sees this blast go like past him on his left, and then kind of swivels his head around in his shell to like look at Balthazar, and it's like, holy crap, there's some sort of like dark arcane energy going. but then also sees the fierce blazing devotion to Limax. It's like, all right, well, there's loyalty. That's good, at least.
I imagine that the pupils have changed from rectangles into hearts.
I mean, honestly, if you would allow it, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it in this particular initiative order because it would have counted as a spell. But earlier, when I had the charm put upon me, I could have done thaumaturgy to change the appearance of my eyes and made my pupils hearts.
I will say that you previously did that, yeah, and you have little heart pupils.
Okay.
Nice.
Put my little nuts together.
It goes squat, flop,
Yeah, splap, splap, splap. Gordy's ignoring that.
All right, so it is Petrie's turn.
Okay. Petrie is going to sit tight right where he is. I'm sort of reading the room and I'm like, I think these enemies are going to go down pretty quick, and I'm going to save my steam just in case we need steam. And so Petrie is going to harass this guy right over here, who's all up in his grill. And he's going to do a pair of attacks on him.
The only thing up in my grill is supposed to be nectar.
They are both 14s.
So 14s on, so you made 2 attacks on the Vine Blade.
Yes.
Those will both hit.
Oh, great. And so the first, I think we're going to do the same thing we did last time in terms of damage. So we're going to roll very poorly there. I'm going to re-roll that D4. Great. So we have a 9 damage.
All right.
For the first hit. And we're going to now roll for the second hit. And that's a great roll. So we'll keep that guy. And also I can't re-roll another damage die. So we're looking at 19 damage on this plant thing. And I'm going to shift it right over here next to my buddy Turtle Man.
Yes.
Gordy
Yes.
Bucket, you've got a friend.
I won't have one for long.
So you make your attack. And this is with your piercing beak, right? Your slashing beak. So
Piercing beak.
you're just slashing away at this vine.
Poking away. Poking.
Yeah, and you can just see the branches fly off in every direction, and you push him over, like, what is this, like 20 feet? Is that what it is?
15.
15 feet? 5, 10, 15.
No. It was from here. So boop.
Yeah, 15 feet you push him. And as he hits the ground, he just bursts into a pile of twigs.
Oh. You're right. You didn't have a friend for very long.
No, they never last.
He's dead.
And then my hex will move to this guy.
Right.
If you get 6 different enemies hexed in the same round cycle, then you've double hexed.
Yeah. Triple. Hex max.
Hex max.
I just want tacos. Anyway.
Mexican food for witches. That's a truck, a food truck waiting to happen. Like a Halloween themed taco truck. Come on.
You don't pay with money. You have to like offer trade to like future children or like a memory from your childhood.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
All right. So Petrie, was that all for your turn?
Yep.
Great. All right. So
Petrie is pretty happy where he is. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to fly over here and check out these ruins.
Ooh, I saw a squirrel.
Okay, so the twig blight, this smaller guy, has been creeping out of the woods. He's going to move forward, and he sees Bo all tangled up. So what is he going to do here? He's going to claw at you.
What a dick.
With his twig claws.
Classic dick move.
Yeah, him.
21 to hit.
Okay, so what am I rolling here? It's been a minute.
Nothing. What's your AC?
Nope.
13.
All right, so that gets ya. Let's see what it goes to you.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge?
Yes. So what does it reduce the damage by?
Half.
Half?
Yeah, once we figure out how much damage, you can decide. You're like, ooh, that's a lot. I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge.
Just 5 points of damage.
I'm going to Uncanny Dodge it because foe doesn't like to be hurt.
That's fair.
I don't know if it's technically supposed to be rounded down or rounded up, but I'll say rounded up because it's not that much damage.
Wow.
In general, one of the classic rules of D&D is you tend to round in a way that benefits the players.
Okay, round down. You lucky. That's
Well,
good.
That's right.
that's how you play.
Respect Life Station.
Fuck the PCs.
Dang. Okay.
So that hits and he says, "I'm dying! Ah! The wound!"
That's ridiculous. So he is going to, as you scream, make another attack on you. That is a 15 hit.
Yep. So I have 13 AC.
All right, do it again. That is 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge again?
What do the rules say for it? It should say how many times a turn you can do it. Is it a reaction?
It's a reaction.
So you only have one reaction per round, so no, you may not.
Okay.
So you will be
So I just looked it up, the rounding thing. On page 7 of the player's handbook, it says, whenever you divide a number in the game, round down if you end up with a fraction, even if the fraction is 1/2 or greater.
perfect. Thank you very much. Now I know.
Okay.
Me too, because I was going under the, I think, 3rd edition
That rule,
standard.
we roll up.
All right. I take how much you say? 5? 6. Can't fool the DM. I wasn't really trying to.
All right. So that is its turn. And Bo, it is your turn.
Okay. So am I still stuck in this stuff?
Yes, you can try to break free if you would like.
So I'm right against this well. It's made of stone. Can I just burrow into it?
You're still grasped, so you're gonna have to make a what is it called? You're going to have to make a strength.
I think that
to try to get out of it, because you could like stick your face in the stone, but like the rest of your body's.
Gotcha. So Foe is freaking out and screaming and yelling about being hurt. This would probably be an appropriate time to roll his emotion check, and if you don't, then I'll do a manual one.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me a d20. That makes sense.
A 4.
A 4. All right. Roll me a d12.
Oh, interesting.
A 10.
So you are wriggling about, and you're losing your shit because that hurt you so bad. Those 7, 8 points of damage of those little claws. So go ahead and describe what happens. I just scanned you.
Okay. On Zoom?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you see a puff of smoke. Everything is lost in it for just a moment, and then it clears away super quickly. And what you see is a rather large sloth. The clothes that Foe was wearing now, like a little bit too tight, and the same annoying voice is screaming. But as he's writhing around, I assume he's no longer like in these vines because he's so much like his shape is so different now.
Now you're still in these vines.
Okay, I'm still in the vine.
Now you're even more.
Make a strength saving throw to a strength check to attempt to break out of them.
Okay, I'll make a. So I just roll strength, right?
Yeah.
So visually speaking, is this like a tree sloth, like the really slow, like cuddly ones, or are we talking like a ground sloth, like the prehistoric kind?
I assume the super slow one.
If you're a 3-toed moss sloth.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled a 4 strength check.
Yeah, now you're stuck.
Is that 2 4s in a row for strength saving throws?
I rolled a 1 before.
Okay.
Okay, so
I will allow you to. You still have action. I'll say that's like at the top of your turn to break free. But you can take an attack against the twig if you want. But there's also the twig blight, which is in your face.
right. So you're saying I can, if I use my action to break out, I will be out, or I will just roll strength again.
I'm basically saying you can take an attack action either against the twigs that hold you or the creature that's in front of you.
Okay, and real quick, what are the 2 sloth abilities?
Being slow.
Your speed is now 5.
Telling very, very funny jokes sometimes tomorrow.
For a rogue. All right, my speed is 5. What else we got?
You have a climb speed of 15
Okay.
and a sword speed of 15.
Okay. Do I have any cool abilities like the burrowing into rock like the snake had?
No.
Okay. Cool.
But you can hold on to things real tight. So you have a bonus to grappling.
Cool.
You use your sloppy toes to hold things.
All right. All right. So he's going to attack the twigs.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
The twigs.
Like the one's grasping me. He's going to try to get out.
Okay, the inanimate twigs.
Yes.
I guess they're all twigs, yeah.
Yes. So do you want me to? Is that with my weapon? Do I roll that?
Yeah, however you want to make an attack.
Okay. That's going to be a 13.
Okay.
So you see him just hacking away at the vines on him as he screams like, "I'm dying!
That
Be free!"
Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay. Holy shit, 23.
Oh yeah. So you just start hacking away at these twigs around you, and they fall away, and you are no longer encumbered. Since it is still your turn, and you haven't taken any movement, you can now use your movement.
Okay. So you said I'm good at climbing. I'm going to climb down into this well.
Okay. Go good. You clamber over the well edge, and you climb 15 feet down into the well with your little 3-toed sloth claws, like holding on tight, and you feel real secure.
Cool.
Like
And I'm going to yell, "Barnaby, save me!"
so you see Barnaby. Oh, you don't see. But the rest of you see Barnaby, like Bobbin still up here, and Barnaby just kind of flitters over, flies down the well, and like looks into it. I don't know what you want me to do.
Heal me!
I can't do that.
Barnaby! All right.
You remember every time.
This conversation goes on for a while.
Okay, just, like echoing out of the confines of the well.
While we're down there, by the way, do I see anything?
Go ahead. Oh, I'll let you make a perception check on your neck.
Okay.
Because you see a lot of stuff just then.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. Climax, it's your turn.
Hey. So I still have a poison arrow in my little sack.
Nice.
So I think I'm just gonna stay right here, and I'm gonna hit him with another poison arrow.
Is that the level
Okay.
2 one?
Yeah, that's my level 2.
Which one? The twig blight?
Yeah.
Alright.
This one, right? That's a twiggy?
You can do either one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the twiggy boy.
Alright. Go ahead and roll. Is this a cat right here, or is this your foot?
That's not me, that's a cat.
That was a turn.
How long do you think my legs are? Way the fuck over there.
Right,
You-
15.
Landon, you keep changing shape. We have no idea how long your legs are.
15 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, delayed it.
You did it.
13.
13.
Yay. Smack him.
All right. So as you shoot your acid arrow, and it just kind of the acid bursts onto this big pile, that is too much acid for it to handle, and it just starts to fizzle and stop moving. That guy is a deal.
Nice.
Don't mess with the slug. Balthazar, what's your reaction to Limax just like killing these twig blights with such ease and dexterity? She has no words. All right. Do you want to move or use any bonus action?
I'm gonna scoop.
All right.
I'm gonna slime on just a little bit. I'm just gonna go.
You have 25 feet.
I'm just gonna go right next to him.
What?
So I can give them a friendship bracelet.
Do you pull out a friendship
I
bracelet?
pull out a friendship bracelet.
I'll let you do that as a reaction. Describe it.
Okay, and I give it to Balthazar and I say, "Welcome to the Sluggy Slugs." And I give him a little
Nub bump.
little bump. Yeah. And it sticks just a little, but I'm like, there you go.
A little bit of nub love.
All the nub.
So Balthazar, you now have a slug,
A drippy friendship bracelet.
drippy friendship bracelet. You may mark that off in your equipment. You may add that to your equipment.
Just perfect. Just perfect.
Balthazar's going to need more of that mucus when the effect runs off.
All right, so Gordy, it is your turn.
Excellent. So as far as I'm aware, there's just this one foe, right? Directly in front of me?
I'm in the well. The foe is in the well.
Well played. Okay, let's start with Snowdrop then, I guess. So yeah, I can do quite a lot of damage. We'll start with Snowdrop. Snowdrop is going to do a multi-attack. She gets one claw, and then if she hits with the claw and grapples, then she gets to bite also. So I'm going to roll a +6 for the claw, which deals 2d6 plus 4 if I hit. 1 sec. So +4. No, actually +6. Okay, so this is to hit with a claw. And I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, wow. Okay. That hits.
So yeah, it's a 26 with a crit.
Show us what you can do.
So this isn't even me. This is just I can do a lot more damage.
Very good.
So that's an attack, so normally the claws deal 2d6 plus 4. So I'm going to be rolling 4d6 plus 4 for slashing damage for the claws.
Okay.
1 sec. So 4d6 plus 4. Okay, so that's 4 4s on the d6s.
Holy shit! You hate
Fantastic.
this mantis is hungry.
Plus 4, so just a solid 20 with the claws.
Who wanted to eat folk?
Yeah, all that snake foreplay. It's time now.
Okay, so that's the claw, and then there's a DC. So it has now grappled the blight, the vine blight, which means that.
That's right.
Which means she now also gets to make a bite attack, which is +6 for a D8 plus 4.
All right.
Hang on, so 20 plus.
Damn, I was thinking that too.
I think we're all thinking. We're all there.
Okay, and gets a 23 to hit with the bite.
Right to hit.
All right, and then so that is 1d8 plus 4. So that's another 10 damage.
All right. Let me just. All right. So you, Snowdrop grabs this vine blight and just starts tearing into him, and the vine blight's like, trying to get away. Would you like to describe how Snowdrop just brutalizes?
Oh, absolutely! I'd be delighted. So I'm riding behind with this huge warhammer, or this huge maul raised with light glinting off of it, and I'm all ready to basically lean down from my saddle sideways and kind of slam my maul into the thing once Snowdrop has picked it up. But Snowdrop, who is hungry and hasn't gotten to eat any snake at all today,
Not even a little bit.
not even any sloth, basically just lightning fast, bursts forward and snatches the thing up, and with the blades on the inside of her claws, she's basically just rolling it up along the inside, so it's like a saw blade just sort of ripping through the thing as she lifts it up toward her mouth, and then the mandibles part, and then and then basically just crushes down into the thing where the neck would be, sort of the side, this part of the shoulder and neck, if it were properly humanoid. And basically just it doesn't quite know what to do with the twigs, so it just snaps through everything and kind of is burrowing its mandibles deeper into this thing that doesn't seem to have flesh exactly. So she looks a little confused, and Gordy's right. He was ready to swing, but then is kind of oh, all right. And then he actually takes one hand off of his maul and just kind of puts it on the top behind her big eyes, and just sort of pats her on the back of the head of all right, yeah, sorry, I guess that's not too delicious, is it?
Snowdrop is dissatisfied because this Vine Blight is not delicious, but it is good.
And her eyes turn to the well, and Gordy's like, no, not yet, at least.
That was beautiful. And you look around, and there seems to be no more immediate threat.
Okay, I move my hex here.
Oh.
You did steal her stick, or his stick.
My stick now.
Go ahead. So, yeah, Poe, you're in the well. What are you doing?
Well, first I look around.
Investigation check.
Investigation check.
Let's see what kind of treasures this well is hiding.
Well.
Just a 7, not super great, but not bad.
So the well's pretty deep. Where you are, like 15 feet down, you can see like water at the bottom of the well, and a lot of like mold and like moss covering the sides. And it's very dark. It looks like you might see like a glint of something down there, but it's really hard to tell.
Is it shiny?
It's a glint, so yes.
Okay. Also, real quick, so I'll know how to play this. What does a hex do to someone?
I probably won't actually move it there because I think to move it, I think its intention is that like I can only move targets when it goes down to 0 HP. So I would actually have to kill you. So I don't know. I think I know I read a lot about it, and it said that you can carry the concentration between encounters because it just says on a subsequent turn you can move your hex off of the target that's reached 0 HP. It doesn't say that turn, and I read several blogs and like clarifications that are like, yes, it's an 8-hour concentration spell. If you maintain concentration, you can carry it between encounters. So,
wow.
But I don't think I can actually move it to you, or I have to take it down to 0 HP.
Yeah, I mean, that could be done.
Let's just say that Balthazar thought about it seriously.
Okay.
I thought about it seriously, but then I realized that I didn't have line of sight because you're in a well, and so I didn't do it.
I really like the idea of this goat on like down on, with this like wall and the slug behind, just like with heart eyes, like scanning the battlefield with fucking enraged heart eyes, locking onto the well for a second, like narrowing around the hearts, and then being like, no, not yet.
Not today, foe. Not today.
It's just that the narrowing around the hearts is just fucking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as soon as Foe sees this this glint, you suddenly hear the complaining and the yelling, and Foe, he's totally fine suddenly. He completely forgets that he was hurt whatsoever, and he starts sloth climbing down, and he's down to see what this glint is.
So go ahead and make a acrobatics or athletics check just to make sure you can keep your footing as you go down farther, the walls are like more and more slippery.
Okay, I've got a 7.
Okay, so you are scooting down with your sloth claws, and you're getting your claws in the cracks and go down, and then it seems to get more worn down the farther you get to closer to water, and smoother and smoother. And you go and put your claw in, and you're looking down at whatever that glint is, and there's nothing really there, and you just get slippery like slime mold, and you fumble and you fall about like 10 feet into the water.
Okay. Suddenly the yelling starts again.
All right.
The cries of dying comes again. He says, you hear a splash. He says, I'm drowning. I'm bleeding and drowning. Get me out.
Petrie's going to fly down into the well, responding to the cry for help. And I'm going to make an attack roll against Foe.
Little hit.
Turns out he was accurately named the whole time.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I miss. So the beak is just kind of jabbing around you, Foe.
No, you stupid Baron! It's me, it's Foe! Foe Reynard!
I know, I'm helping!
Expedition!
Let me know when I can make another attack roll.
I order you to cease and desist!
Hang on. While this is happening, I'm going to reach into my pack, and I have a like fairly long chain, actually, because I'm a blacksmith, and it's a chain that I made a while ago. So I'm going to pull out a chain, and I probably can't do it this turn because it takes a while to fish it out of the pack and then like get it over there. But that will be happening in subsequent turns.
Yeah, and you said badgers could swim. As soon as you start stabbing, and
Sloths.
Yeah, you said sloths can swim. Thank you. You said that. So as soon as I yell those things, I'm going to go underwater to get away from the pokies.
Okay. You're
Helping! Come on, I'm helping!
How deep is this well, by the way?
About to find out.
30, was it 30 feet? About 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet down.
While all this commotion is happening, how are the slug and the goat doing?
We're having a good time.
You guys
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bonding in more ways than one.
We're slow dancing right now.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh, describe what the slow dancing looks like. How does a slug slow dance?
Clop,
Very
clop,
slowly.
clop, clop.
Listen, this is the sloth. And so now this goat's going to be more sluggy than a sloth, because the sloth don't listen.
Oh, does she get a mucus up?
Yeah, with the slug on my haunches, I'm getting recovered.
Yeah, you said it's 1 hour per dose, right? Does she get an additional dose of mucus?
Has it been an hour? Do you want some? Do you want some more? I will take it for a while, but those runs go fast. So I would say not a full hour and not an hour since you got slimed on.
Okay. So I'm just
Getting
telling
there.
you about all my kids, and there's hundreds, and they're like so interested. And you're the only person who's ever been interested before. About my hundreds of children.
It seems as though you're.
Baltazar is trying to memorize hundreds of names right now.
It certainly seems that your slime shake brings all the warlocks to the yard.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So, Bo, you are in the well. Petrie, you are kind of like if you were trying to hit him, you would be hovering down inside the well, pretty far deep.
Yeah. I think that now that I'm down here and I've assessed the situation, even if I hit him, my swarm won't be able to lift him out of the well. So I guess I'll leave and just be like,
I promise I was trying to help. Don't drown.
or actually, now, how long is your Chris, Gordy Bucket? Sorry, how long is your chain, Gordy Bucket?
My Chris.
Personal question. How long is your Chris? Wow. All right.
Listen, this stopped being G-rated a long time ago. It's a 30-foot long metal chain. So
Okay, then that will be just long enough.
Yeah, you can like reach over and drop that down and go ahead and.
Now, if only it were shorter, we would have to stab him from to grab it.
So I'll quickly wrap one part of the chain around the handle of my maul as like a crossbar, essentially, so that I can hold it that way rather than having to hold onto the chain, and then go ahead and give. Actually, I'm about to call out. Petrie, look out! But then Petrie like, and just like explodes like a high pitched little volcano out of the well, so that the chain rattles down in the old stones to maybe just sort of vaguely, very slightly trail in the water.
Yeah. So it is long enough. So you can grab this without a problem, and you as a sloth you're able to climb?
Well, before I come up, while I'm under the water, can I just do like a quick look around and see if there's anything down there? Like, how deep does this well go?
Yeah. Okay. So looking into the water, it's going down, and the water's not too deep. You don't need to investigate. You can see it once you're in the water pretty clearly. There is the skeleton of a critter down here, and he had one hand kind of out of the water, and he just had like a little gold ring.
Oh, take
on
it.
His skeleton hand.
Immediately take it.
All right, you have a gold ring.
Hell yeah.
I guess.
Hell yeah. Anything else on him?
Everything else seems to have decayed. Like you can tell they're just wearing like clothes. And
Can I tell what kind of creature it was?
Make a nature check.
14.
Looking at him, he looks like a mammal. You can't really tell. Like maybe he has a tail. it's hard for you to tell. You don't know about a lot about like bone anatomy, even though you've had a lot of critter bones.
Okay.
It is a part of you. So that's all you get. From
All right. So he's gonna pocket that ring and then start climbing up the rope. And when he comes up, he's oddly like kind of cheerful. Like he, you have no idea why his mood would have changed, but he seems in surprisingly good spirits.
Good. So is he visibly injured?
Mm-hmm. Did you see I survived that horrible creature's onslaught? I took all the hits for all of you. Remember this as the sacrifice of foe? Can any of you heal me?
So Gordy basically is just like halt. So in addition to Foe like climbing, but it's kind of slow going up the chain. It would take multiple rounds. So Gordy is just like basically like spools up the chain onto his maul and like draws Foe up a little faster.
Everything feels so fast suddenly. Why did that feel so incredibly fast?
Well, you're working with a turtle, and you know what we're known for. So so I'll go ahead and lay on hands a little bit to do some quick healing. How many hit points are you actually missing?
I am down. Good question. Let me double check. 9.
Could have been more. Dang.
What from the mantis?
I'll heal you. I'll heal you 8. Just to leave 1 as a reminder.
While you're doing, it's just, what are you doing? Who told you to touch me?
So I just reach out and clap a big sort of paw-like or a fin-like hand on your shoulder, and the beautiful like oceanic energy of Great Atuan flows into you.
Strangely comforting, though audacity levels are high.
And while Gordy is close enough to be like actually making physical contact, he'll say even lower than normal, just, if at any point I find that you have stolen from me, I will crush you.
And he says that, and you see his mantis like look at you and go.
Strange combination of comfort and fear.
Yeah, that's what we do. All right. Yeah, you're good to
I'll
go.
make sure you'll never hear about me stealing from you.
Well said.
Wonderful. So you are out of the well. So all around you, you just see these bodies of these lights. None of you have ever seen something like this. You've never seen a like plant creature that wanted to murder you, anything like that.
Wild.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying wild.
Yeah. So Barnaby pops out of the well, because he was just bobbing along next to you. He's like, wow, see, he helped you. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. You're great.
Go to college.
Who are you, by the way?
Barnaby.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
He like bobs in front of Snowdrop, and it's just kind of like floating like a few feet off the ground. It's a pleasure.
Barnaby, no time for pleasantries. Go find treasure. Be off. Go be useful.
I'll sort of gently reach out and like pat Barnaby and be like, yes, good, whatever you are.
He's like, you never do that for me.
You're mediocre at best. Get busy.
You're mediocre.
How dare you?
He blinks out of like your visual field.
Worthless.
So you got all these vine bites. Would anyone want to like check them out?
Yes, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So because in like a standard-ish D&D campaign, this wouldn't be shocking to us. This is fairly shocking to us in this setting.
Yes, you've never seen something like this. You know, plants like they're large and they grow, and sometimes like you get little plant spirits. Like Barnaby kind of looks like a plant spirit, like a how forest spirits might be, but they are not like trees that have become sentient, like plants that have become sentient that are out to get you. Like you've never heard of something like that or encountered something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and I'll let you guys, like, if you want to make investigation check, arcana, whatever you think would apply that you want to do, just roll it and let me know what it is.
I would like to make a nature check.
Very good.
To do some nature checky type things.
To check the nature.
Yeah.
I can do Arcana. I might be the best equipped to do Arcana, I guess.
Please do.
That was bad.
So was mine.
I'll do a nature check. Mine's very good, 16.
And I'll also do arcana. You can also do investigation. There. Roll with it.
Ooh, nice.
Arcana for you? Okay. So, Petrie and Balthazar, you're like checking these things out, and like there's like, I don't know, they just look like twigs that like came after you. Real weird, bro. And Bo is going in there. What was your roll?
15 on nature.
15. 40. What did you just roll?
I just rolled. It's sort of your choice of whichever would be more appropriate, either insight or survival.
Okay, got it. So, Bo, you did nature, right? Okay. So you're checking these out, and you're getting the sense of like you know a little bit about tree, spirits, forest spirits, and what plant life is in your natural world. And you've heard of trees and plants like having some form of sentience, but something like this is so beyond what has ever been rumored. It seems to me that this is unnatural, that like somebody had to have created these for them to exist. And you had an arcana check, right? So you're checking out the bodies of these things and the kids. And you just like you get the sense that like while they were probably some type of magic was used to form these things, you think that like there had to be something else at play as well, like not just magic made them happen, but some other process like that wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? That's kind of what you get with what you know about magic.
More importantly, are they worth anything? Do I notice anything of value in these sticks? Anything magical or that could be sold?
They sure do look like a pile of sticks.
Just a pile of worthless
You can roll
sticks.
an investigation check.
All right.
So Gordy, yours was. We're gonna go with whether it's survival or what was the other?
Survival or insight. I mean, in theory, I could do both actually, because we're taking time.
So let's say that looking at these and kind of hearing maybe what the rest of the folks have to say about what they're checking, what they see out of this, you kind of get the idea that like it wasn't just magic. It had to have been some kind of corruption that was. You get a sense of like experimentation and corrupting magic. Like maybe that is something that could have created something like this. And with like your paladin background, you do kind of like get this aura behind you that like bad vibes. Bad vibes.
So actually, I'm going to go ahead and use my divine sense. With like once I get that impression, I'm going to go ahead and use divine sense. So for the next, so basically for a round, I get a sense of if there are any celestial fiends, undead, within 60 feet. But you could also theoretically imagine it to be like, and then the other sort of like traces, like feels that would be strongly implied by that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you ping this divine sense and you feel like the holy energy kind of as almost like a little bit of like a fog that you feel around, and you can feel the residual bad juju of each of these expired creatures. But for 60 feet, that's pretty much it. You don't sense anything else.
Cool. Would they have felt like fiendish or fey, or more like natural stuff that was warped?
Let's see. I think
or humanish.
I would say, I would say because they're expired, you have a hard time telling.
Sure. Fair enough.
They ping it a little like faintly just because it's
Okay.
cool, but that's it.
What are you doing over there, Mr. Turtle Man? Gordy Bucket?
I'm trying to sense after good or evil or foreign influences, things that are truly wrong. There's something.
Do you want me to try?
Sure.
Okay.
So Petrie, because he's in his favored terrain, which is a forest, he activates Primeval Awareness using a spell slot, and he will do the same exact thing, but with a radius of 6 miles.
Oh,
Okay.
Someone's showing off.
big flex.
How long is my Chris?
So you ping this. Describe what this sense feels like to you, like what it feels like when you enact it.
Okay, so Petrie is going to close his eyes, and then the swarm sort of like dulls down to a low murmur, almost kind of goes all the way inside of Petrie, right? But a few hummingbirds drift out, and each of them is like feeling around for like, actually, fuck it, no. The hummingbirds just go everywhere. They just fan out in every direction for 6 miles, and at some point, like, you know, it happens very fast. They're like zooming in and out of trees. It's like a Miyazaki, you know, like a whole thing is happening here. It's very well animated, and then you know, very quickly they all come zooming back, and then they're chittering wildly, and he's like,
Well, did you find anything?
and you know, and like bees doing a dance to say that there's honey or that there's nectar. You know, they communicate the presence of aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The feature does not reveal the creature's location or number, just tells me if they are there.
All right. So, I will give you this. So the spirits that come from the east, west, and south come up to you, and they're just kind of doing their dance. They're like, "Stuff's chill, stuff's chill. It's good, you're good." And the birds from the north come back. There's like bad vibes,
Bad vibes.
Wait, so this is a vibe check, technically speaking.
Yes, he's just vibe checking nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get the. Oops, sorry, I should have just stuffed them out.
Yeah, that's the problem with being a DM is you never get to eat.
Dungeon muncher.
Yeah, you need to.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay.
No, that's weird. So yes, so you are with the steps that some type of presence to the north. Does it specify like they can tell you what kind of presence it is?
Yeah, fiend, fae, whatever.
You have it up.
No, he just read it to us.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so aberrations,
Shall I read it
elementals.
again? Yeah, I can copy